Cool Figure TV. Revolutionary salute. Revolutionary salute. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the House of Revolution. You know I'm your humble host, the Yao Mean of Revolution. And hip hop is dead. The little skinny jean punks killed it. Before we get into that, be sure to wipe your feet. That means hit the like button. You in the House of Revolution. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, y'all. Well, Young Thug brings Atlanta to war and drags hip hop to the grave with him. Let's get into the content.
Man, the war in Ratlanta just keeps getting worse and worse. Okay, I know you guys have been waiting for an upload from me, and today is going to be a big one. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to get into. Okay, Pee Wee Roscoe, I don't even have to say alleged. The tour bus shooter, the guy that shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus, he took time for it. He done damn near went against 3 trials. Okay, he pled guilty to the charges in relation to this and other things. Okay, he went live with DJ Academics to finally speak on the situation. He talked, but basically said nothing. Okay, and we're going to get into all of it. We're going to break it down. 6ix9ine has responded to the situation. The chief rat in charge of this whole rat and gangster rap community thing. Like, bro, 6ix9ine, the GOAT. Okay, the original rat. He gave his thoughts on the situation, and I cannot believe it. But even YSL Woody, the #1 talker in Atlanta, even he went live and he was putting up some big numbers on his live stream, man. It's only been 12 hours. That live stream's at 120K. I heard people, bro, it's absolutely crazy. Okay, so we're going to get into all of it. I got all my links lined up. I got all the evidence, all the documents lined up. And you're not going to believe it. So look, we're going to get into literally everything that's happened since my last video. There has been unlimited content, okay? There's been absolute madness going on, okay? So we're going to get into absolutely everything one by one, and I'm going to give you all of the juicy details. Let's get into it, okay? So first off, Charleston White promised to destroy Young Thug. Okay, Young Thug has pissed off a lot of people with his double standards, with his hypocrisy, with him calling out a bunch of people as rats. Apparently, Thug is the only person in the entire world who gets to decide who is and who isn't a rat. And when he does it, apparently it's fine. But when other people take pleas and do legitimate things, they're rats. Okay, and everybody's tired of it. Okay, Charleston White was one of the first people to chime in. He said he's going to destroy Young Thug because of this.
I know y'all love Thug, and I love y'all. But y'all just bear with me. I'm finna destroy Young Thug. He will not be able to rap no more. Would it? Be quiet, gangster, Christian, Muslim. Rollo, you know they wrong for how they did you. Little baby, you might as well stop hanging with Thug.
Salute, revolutionary. Salute to our brother BLACK money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love, family. Say Thug said there's been a whole lot of cake snatching going around. He absolutely did it. It even made me question the nickname Woody. What was Woody doing around there? I appreciate the love, family. Help me keep the lights on. In the House of Revolution, Thug has dropped a nuclear bomb. He said all of them some bisexual perverts.
Donna, don't talk. You stay back. Let me get this. I got y'all. Can't nobody beat me. I'm finna destroy these niggas. I swear to God. Thanks. Come on now. Don't. Hey, listen, Atlanta.
So look, Charleston White is saying that he is going to destroy everybody. He's saying Gunna's doing the right thing, keeping quiet. He said he is going to save Atlanta. He said, Lil Baby might as well stop chilling with Thug. And I agree. Okay, I agree. You got to keep that same energy. All right. Young Thug ain't even hot right now. So why, ain't even any point. If you guys are just dick riding whoever you feel like you want to put a fake snitch jacket on, you might as well rock with Gunna. Because what we heard from Young Thug is a million times worse than what we heard from Gunna. Okay. So look, the chief, the president, all right, of this rap stuff. He spoke up, man. My guy with the rainbow hair, the legend himself, man. 6ix9ine spoke on the situation. We've been waiting for this, man. And let's not forget, Thug and 6ix9ine had a song together back in the day, man. You might have forgotten that one. All right, that's an anthem now.
The energy at the Young Thug situation. I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out, watching what excuses the people come up with. Every day, every year, every time a nigga come out, y'all move the goalposts further. Oh, nah, bro, it's different. No, it's different, bro. It's different. You told, before 12 in the afternoon, that's a forbidden rule. You can't do that. No, bro, it's okay, bro, because he told after 3, Bro, it's so easy. They tell you have the right to remain silent. Anything used against you could be used in the court of law, whatever the fuck the case they say. You have the right to call an attorney right now. You spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm not. It's me beating a horse. Like, I'm not saying that. Y'all heard what y'all heard. Where's all the energy at? Why hear everybody quiet? Why Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Future? Why you not saying nothing? Yo, I just want to know where all the energy at. The Young Thug situation. I stood quiet 2 days just watching it.
So look, he keeping it real, man, and let's not forget, okay, he had a song with Tory Lanez and Thug. Who would have thought when this song dropped in 2018, all right, that 7 years later, Tory Lanez will be the most solid individual on that lineup, and he would be the one in jail. It's actually crazy when you think about it. It is actually crazy. 6ix9ine, man, in the hood, if you were a rat, you were dub. Hey, it's funny how that all turned out, man. It's funny how that too. Who was talking about? Hey, listen, man, this is classic. Okay, this is classic. He said he a snake. Thug said he a snake after all. But anyway, look, 6ix9ine also had a story post as well. In addition to that video, he let everybody know, let the whole world know that he's not rocking with it. Okay, not rocking with this chicanery, this tomfoolery. He said, where all the energy from the rap community? Posted the clip from the interrogation. He said, y'all waiting and hoping for this to blow over, hoping and praying that people forget. People are saying the streets are dead. So a lot of people have reacted to this, man. It's big news. I really done started some shit, man. Our boy Big Waka Flocka Flame even said, yo, I ain't trying to answer questions. He said, I'm from Clayton County, not Atlanta. Please stop asking me these questions. Hey, man, all of a sudden you don't want to claim it. Is Atlanta that bad that even Waka Flocka ain't trying to claim the city?
You, like Pimp said, if you was down with Atlanta doing the good, you got to be down with Atlanta doing the bad. They can't jump ship now.
That is actually insane.
Okay,
that is actually insane. So look, Academics, man, the #1 hip-hop journalist. He got the crown. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what no Complex, no Kaisenat. Don't care what nobody says. Because when it goes down in hip-hop, Academics is the one with the work. Academics is the one that we're going to look to for analysis, for interviews, for breakdown. Okay, I want to hear about no Kaisenat. I ain't got no Pee Wee Roscoe and no Kaisenat stream, all right? Not yet. But this clip was going around before everything kicked off, okay? And Academics said, and this is tongue-in-cheek, detect the sarcasm in his tone, okay? Academics claimed, right, he's received intel from high-ranking street gangsters that clear Young Thug from the rat allegations. No evidence, just conjecture from, do I want to say washed gangsters? I don't even know if they're washed, but he's saying high-ranking street gangsters have cleared Young Thug. Picking and choosing. We've picked and we've chose. Definitely a lot of pick. Definitely a lot of pick something behavior going on right now, man. But, hey, Academics said the real streets, they done said he's not a rat. It don't count.
Roscoe was already locked up for it. So Young Thug isn't bringing Roscoe's name into play. He's talking about the arrest of Roscoe for the shooting. I hope that makes sense. So they're saying when, and again, I'm really trying to be so fair and neutral because I got no horse in the race.
He's trying to help, man. He's trying to help you street guys out. You're confused. Your brains are twisted. Your spines are tangled completely because of all that energy you had for Gunna. The thing is, all of these fake little made-up excuses for Thug. He said he carries his drugs, and he says that he breaks the law every day, and he did say, I don't want to get in the way of your investigation, and he did lap up that bologna sandwich. All right. All these street guys, if he hadn't had all that energy for Gunna for just...
Something else that people pointing out is absolutely true. Not only did Young Thug snitch, Young Thug became an informant. He said himself, I'll give y'all my number, and anything y'all want to know, I'll let y'all know. Just don't tell nobody. That means you are now an informant. You were snitching when you sat at the table and said all you said. Now, when you tell the police, I'm going to give you my number, and I'm going to let y'all know whatever y'all want. That's what he said. And I'll let y'all know whatever y'all want to know. You an informant now.
Just taking a plea. We could have ridden with these lies, with these backtracking, with these spine-tangling gymnastics, okay? We could have ridden with that. But you wanted to put the dirt on Gunna just for taking a plea. You took a plea before Yak got his case had been handled. We're going to have to rock with it, man. We're going to have to rock with it. For all.
What Young Thug a victim of in politics, okay, Young Thug, you down with one side of the political spectrum. It's many different ones. The other side is airing your ass out. Whoever he was cool with, the other side is the one doing this to him. They the ones doing this to him. And it's the people who tried to protect him, they can't help him.
All of that talk that Gunna's a rat, you're going to have to wear that rat jacket. As I said before, it's either all or nothing. And right now, the way that Young Thug's behaving, the way that he's crashing out, he had a little opportunity to apologize and backtrack and say, oh, you know what, let me be cool with Gunna and I can make this go away. But he crashed out. He said, nah, Rollo a rat. Nah, someone else is a rat. This person's a rat. Woody's a rat. Nah, Yak Gotti's a rat. If you all want to be rats together, that's fine. That's totally fine. You could have just said, you know what, Gunna ain't rat. Took a plea. I took a plea. I took an even more serious plea. I pled guilty to gang charges. Gunna didn't even plead guilty to gang charges. You could have just ridden with that, but no, Young Thug decided to crash out, to throw it all away, to deploy a tactical Pee Wee Roscoe into Akademiks' live stream, and it went absolutely crazy. So first off, before Pee Wee Roscoe joined the live stream, Akademiks
Called you.
Akademiks had a legendary rapper from Atlanta. He was a better trapper than he was a rapper, to be completely honest. That's no disrespect. He was exceptional at trapping. His rapping was all right. But Big Rollo, Mr. Dog Food himself, if you're a fan of my channel for the longest time, you'll know Mr. Dog Food. This guy is a legendary cat when it comes to Atlanta streets, Atlanta history. He would really flying them packs around on the plane. He hopped on first with DJ Akademiks before Pee Wee Roscoe jumped in, and he kept it real about a lot of topics. Okay, he said straight up, and this is important context, he said Thug ruined Atlanta. He tried to turn Birdman against Lil Wayne and then told to save himself. That's the way Rollo breaks it down.
From the beginning, who the fuck started all this bullshit in Atlanta? Whoever started all this pussy ass shit in the game, period. One, the first thing Thug did was try to turn Birdman against Lil Wayne. Sorry.
Now, I disagree. Birdman manipulated Thug. Thug lashing out. He understanding now. Birdman way too old, or the old school veteran. You can't turn him against Wayne. Birdman used Thug against Wayne. Then Birdman used Thug against then Birdman used Thug against Rich Homie Quan because he won't sign them contracts. Birdman was the one manipulating and using them little brothers. And that's, so Thug started hating and started backstabbing, but that's after Birdman had already planted the seed to do just that. Revolutionary salute to our brother at BLACK money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. We say Thug, Gunna, T.I., Woody, Roscoe, QC, Rollo, they all ready. Dang, man, that is a long roll call left, brother. Revolution is a way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love, family. This is a sad day for the great Atlanta hip-hop community to be going through this because they're not going to be able to rebound. It's going to move on to another city. They're not going to recover from this. The hip-hop community will not recover from what's going on because they're going to bring them all down. And Rollo, too.
Take his album name, trot them up, that shit lame. Then he tell on the nigga that's supposed to handle the business. The second thing this nigga did,
Wait,
he tried to...
slow down. Because I always thought it was... So you believe that was Thug that kind of turned them against each other?
I wouldn't say that was the initiative because, of course, but what I'm saying is, when he got in that shit, why he had to name? I don't even want to do no lame shit like that and speak on it, but he ain't had to name the motherfucking album the ball or nothing. That's everybody know Lil Wayne is Lil Wayne. He the motherfucking GOAT. Everybody know he had Carter 1, 2, 3. I'm just giving you emphasis from beginning to the end. All he ever did was do lame shit. The whole motherfucking shit is about this nigga doing lame shit. Then he turned on motherfucking Rich Homie Quan, tried to turn the whole world against Rich Homie Quan. And then at the same time, before this man death, he told us out his own mouth that it was one of the darkest times of his life. Then he turned around and took the whole motherfucking world against YFN and Lucci. Whole world. Everybody go again.
You're making a good point, man. Look, I'm tidying up my camera right now, but he's making a very exceptional point. He's saying that Young Thug, he tried to turn Birdman against Lil Wayne, told on the man that did the work, and then he tried to turn the whole world on YFN Lucci. He's basically making the case for Young Thug basically being extreme.
Lucci is with Wayne's daughter. This is all this. Lucci is with Wayne's daughter. That's Birdman playing puppet master with that boy, and then Lucci was just a casualty to the bigger war of Birdman finessing all them. Lucci was tied to Nut. Birdman wanted Nut out the way. Birdman wanted Atlanta to be his little playground. He was using Young Thug. They giving Young Thug way too much motherfucking credit. This Birdman was manipulating him to do all this bullshit.
Extremely salty, okay? Extremely jealous of anybody that's having motion. He did the same thing to Gunner that he did to YFN and Lucci. Tried to turn the whole world against Lucci for no damn reason. It's actually crazy when you think about it. It is actually crazy. So Rollo basically goes on to say that Thug was actually jealous of Wayne. Thug was actually jealous of Gunner, and he turned Baby. I don't know if he's talking about Birdman, but he's probably talking about Lil Baby. He says that he turned the whole industry. He got to making behind-the-scenes phone calls to turn everybody against Gunner and to basically block Gunner's career, basically block Gunner from having his success.
Then Lucci. Everybody go against what's that name? Yeah, he tried to turn everybody against Lucci. Now, all these three things is 100%. Everybody can go back and look at this. This ain't from Rollo. Then he turned around, he was beefing with Future, calling my phone, fuck Future, calling Future, like going back and forth on the motherfucking internet. Boom. Then he turned around, he see Gunner surpassing every nigga in the industry. Now he called to the street, turn everybody in the world against motherfucking Gunner and say, oh, whatever Wham say go against, he turned Wham against Gunner. He turned everybody against her. Then, Lil Baby, we go to the motherfucking dentist. I'm getting my teeth. Then Lil Baby walking me home. He happy to see me. He puss ass, old Thug, bitch ass. He pull another evil snap. Oh, let me call it. All this nigga did. Everything that done happened in Atlanta, everybody going against each other. Why? Because his puss ass, his bitch ass been doing nothing but whole shit around the world. He thought he was Pablo Escobar. He sitting that motherfucker like.
So Rollo's basically saying Thug. I'm gonna just keep it all the way real, honestly. Rollo's basically saying Thug is a big piece of shit. He loves to run around Atlanta gossiping about everybody. He said that when Rollo came home, he bumped into Lil Baby at the dentist getting his teeth done, and he was cool and Baby was loving him. And he said that Thug behind the scenes called up Lil Baby, bitching about Rollo, hating on Rollo, basically being a chatty patty, behaving. I mean, what's Thug going to do to me? He's going to get his probation recalled. But look, behaving like a salty female behind the scenes. That's really what it is. Okay. He's saying that he tried to turn anybody with motion in Atlanta. He was against them, whether it was Future, whether it was Gunner, whether it was Lucci. He couldn't handle anybody else having the attention in Atlanta, and he threw his toys out the pram every single time it happened. It's pretty crazy analysis, right? And so he basically says that he basically goes on to say Lil Baby turned his back on the entire city for Young Thug. He basically said that Young Thug had so much pull. Who knows if maybe Thug's got some dirt on Lil Baby, man. But he says that with his help, with all of these chatty little conversations in the background, okay, Rollo is saying that Thug turned Baby on the whole city, and Baby really rode for Thug and put everyone down in the mud. And it turns out Thug's the biggest rat of them all.
This bitch ass nigga said. But yet, you throwing rocks high in your motherfucking hand because you don't want to hear him dead 10 times worse than every nigga out here. That's my thing.
Yeah, so
he said Thug was throwing rocks and hiding his hand, and he had done worse in that interrogation than anybody else that you could try and tell is a rat in Atlanta. Okay. It's actually crazy. So Rollo basically goes on to say that if everybody made it out of the YSL case, right? We thought Thug was going to be gone for 40 years at one point. Okay, Rollo's basically saying, look, you made it out. You beat it. Whether you want to say that you had a good lawyer, whether you want to say you were lucky, whether you want to say YSL Woody.
Revolutionary salute to my brother Zeke for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love. Family say, Cole, we support you on these topics. Keep bringing it. Kids don't need to join gangs. Peace alert, peace alert, peace alert, peace alert. I want you in the community, and I absolutely appreciate the support and the love, family. Salute. Real life.
Woody kind of taking the stand as a star witness and throwing the case, all benefited Thug. But what Rollo is basically saying that time in that measly 2 years in jail, like, I've never done any time in jail because I don't be doing crimes like that. But he's saying that measly 2 years in jail turned Young Thug into such a demon. Okay, he was so bitter about what happened about his measly 2 years in jail that he wanted to bring everyone else in Atlanta down. And Rollo done real time. I think Rollo done over 7 years for his case. Right? You want to say he's a rat? He done more case. Pee Wee done more time than Thug. Okay, yeah, Gunner ain't really do too long. I think Gunner was only in there for like around 6 months. But basically, that 2 years in jail turned Thug into the most salty person in Atlanta, and he was basically having it out for everybody. So he wanted to bring down the whole city at this point. That's what Rollo says.
Police on them got their head locked up, that they forgave. So what I'm saying, like, if you made it out this situation, if all you niggas made it out this situation together, why the fuck you so mad? You should be thanking the good Lord. hard and let's get this money. Let's go back up. But you were so much of an evil, bitter bitch that you wanted to bring everybody down in Atlanta.
Do you think that?
Bruh, it's actually crazy analysis when you think about it. So they go back and forth, and Rallo defends himself extensively for the allegations of him being a snitch. And I don't believe that he's a snitch personally. But hey, I'm not a real certified street cat, so I can't make them sort of decisions. But I feel like this is all deflection from Thug. But academics basically asked Rallo if Thug's ego and actions and Thug basically hating on everyone else in Atlanta and doing all these weird behind the scenes things. And, you know, 1 minute Pee Wee Roscoe shooting up a tour bus. Who knows if it's for Thug or Birdman? Next minute, Thug's in the interrogation room talking about, oh, can I get a bologna sandwich? And, you know, I don't want to get in the way of your case. And he breaks the law every day. I don't know. I don't know if he shot up the tour bus. I mean, he breaks the law every day. He's anywhere. So Ak asks this question. It's a good question. And Rallo gives his response.
And then you got to tell me what them type of words mean.
No. This one, you mentioned something, but I feel like it carries a lot of weight.
Right.
You can't. Do you actually believe that because of maybe the ego or the actions of Thug, you really think that some of the destruction in how he's moved has really led to people really being incarcerated or dead? Like that's a heavy thing to kind of.
The whole fucking world see what's going on. Like from this shit, some shit can happen, and all this shit still came from his pussy ass. Everything came from him. Everything, the whole wild fan, the whole motherfucking YSL case came from his pussy ass.
That might be unfair. It's like it's usually
unfair.
Hey, so he's about to say something crazy, right? But Rallo basically says all of this stems from Thug's. Well, it all stems from Thug.
Ak baited him. Ak bait him. Ak bait whack. Ak bait street niggas with this. He called that what he do. Come on. But you're not gonna just tell me that he's responsible for, you know, like people being locked up or, you know, losing their life. He waiting on him to say what? He the one they was doing. He the reason they was doing the shootings. Bingo, bingo. That's really snitching.
Fuck, that's what he says, and I'm reading between the lines. He says the whole YFN and
juicy. Rallo don't mind making it juicy for the police and saying that Young Thug is behind all of the crimes of all of those people. The federal government rubbing their hands like Birdman. Please give them more.
Indictment came from Thug too. He's talking. Look, we done seen Thug do an interrogation tape. Who knows? Who knows if Thug spoke on other things? Who knows if Thug's so jealous of YFN Lucci that he might want to put the cops on what Lucci had going on? Lucci caught his case before Thug caught his case. When I did the video on the YFN YSL secret gang war, okay, YFN Lucci had been locked up, and I said at the end of that documentary, hey, hopefully Young Thug's clean and he's changed his ways. Turns out he hadn't behind the scenes. And he pled guilty to gang charges, so clearly he hadn't changed his ways. But it was interesting, and I've said it in my last video. Okay, people want to talk about talking too much and telling. Young Thug, look, YFN Lucci's family house got shot up and his mother got hit, right? And that house got shot up multiple times. He did a vlog saying, "Look, this is the crib. There's bullet holes in the crib. House got shot up. Mum got hit." Now that's not telling. He didn't point anyone out. But then Thug's jumping on songs talking about I shot his mummy. Now he no longer mention me. People want to talk about, oh, lyrics shouldn't be used in trials. I think lyrics should be used in trials, but that's a whole other conversation. But realistically, whether or not you think lyrics should be used in trials, them lyrics got you hot. Them lyrics got the Atlanta police all over.
Not Rallo. Young Thug, remember, I don't want to hear these rappers say shit about lyrics. Judges, DA, I don't want to hear it. When Young Thug ass is sitting in that detective's interrogation room using Lil Wayne lyrics, he's bringing up shit. He said that if Birdman do something, he going out like Tommy. Like Tony. And the lady said, who? He said, Tony Montana. That's what Wayne said in the rap. The people like, what? Salute. That nigga was bringing up Wayne lyrics like a motherfucking detective, digging for real beef that was in the lyrics. That's crazy. And he absolutely did that. He telling them people about real. He's, man, Wayne ready to go out like Tony Montana verse, baby. That's crazy.
Over you. And really, Young Thug, whether it's the interrogation tape, whether it's the lyrics he dropped, whether it's behind the scenes, little salty little female type activities that he was doing. Okay, Rallo is saying that Young Thug's actions and little comments and all the little things that he had done is what triggered this whole thing. And he goes on to infer that Thug is responsible for taking down YFN Lucci, and he says that he's got some stuff, he's heard some stuff, he had a conversation with Thug that he's not going to share in this interview, but he basically is saying, I know, and Thug knows that I know that he took down YFN Lucci. This is crazy.
usually a beef or whatever situation between two men is both. You can't blame only Thug.
That what at. Want me to tell you how?
Mhm.
Because he told me.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he told me. He puts I know what he told me. He know what he done told me. So we ain't even going back and forth. He know what he said to me. Cause he started all this bullshit. His pussy know. So we ain't even gonna go no further than that.
Man, so Rallo is saying, look, hey, Thug know. Thug had a conversation with me. He knows. He told me. He knows he's responsible for everything that happened. And so Rallo basically goes on to say that Thug essentially tore the whole city of Atlanta down. And Thug is the sole reason that people stopped rocking with Gunna and the sole reason that Rich Homie Quan's career fell apart.
I was trying to call him before.
Because they thought he was solid. The industry, and I got videos on here. I've been telling y'all about this damn demon. People talking about free this man. I say, what the fuck, free that man? Yeah, kids got killed on that man case. That man is a demonic cross-dresser trying to get our teenagers to do the wrong thing. Oh, hell, free him for what? They built this image up to make him look like he was some guy. Oh, he facing Rico. His body just he's standing solid. That nigga been told way before that day. It was all a myth. The streets is a myth. But they sold that lie to everybody.
Today, people are saying it's a bad look for Atlanta.
You can't act like no punk and go to
Man,
prison.
bro, that nigga, he burned the city down. He did that. If he know for a fact how many fucking albums Gunna sold, how much influence Gunna got on the rap culture? How much?
What do you think Young Thug is the sole reason why people not rocking with him or whatever? Because
yeah, he did that to that boy. He did that to that boy. He turned around and stabbed me in my back with Wham. He did that shit to Rich Homie Quan. He did that shit to
Hold on. Revolutionary salute to our family at BLACK. Money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. Appreciate the love. Say Rollo and Thug was having a cheesy conversation. What type of pillow talk? Hey, that's crazy. Yeah, what type of pillow talk? That's a whole nother time. We might have to have a whole live just to get into when was they having this conversation about what happened? Man, that gets deep. Appreciate the love, family. Salute.
To all these people. He just trying to dick back ride motherfucking Lucha. But however, nigga, he was 100% turning everybody against Lucha. He was telling trouble everybody, trying to get everybody to turn against Lucha. So yeah, he a fucked up evil individual. He evil.
Hey, I'm not denying it, man. I'm not denying it. But look, okay, Ak basically goes on to say something very interesting before Pee-wee joins the call. And Ak basically,
they thought he had the man. No, that ain't cute. The man possessed. And they didn't mind that. No, he evil. You knew he was evil. When you was on the phone with him, you were talking to him. Whenever you were smoking blunts with him, you knew he was evil then. Come on, they knew he was big demon, the big demon himself. Now, this is what's crazy. I'm really shocked. What type of morals do you think a demon got? I'm surprised that we thought the demon was gonna stick to some oath of loyalty to them people. Man, demons backstab, lie, swindle. Do anything to survive for eternity. No loyalty, no love for no goddamn body. Oh, look like he's true to his satanic principles. He only give a shit about himself.
Basically says a very good point. He says that he believes at this stage in the game, Young Thug has basically reverted to the most basic street mentality possible. I mean, you beat your charges, you got millions of dollars in the bank, money on money, all of this, you got millions to spend, and you're still just salty about who's telling. And that really came back to bite you in the ass because we done seen you talk for 2 hours now. Name all type of names. Forget Pee-wee. What about Birdman? Birdman definitely owed an apology in this. So Ak made a really good point. He said Young Thug, for whatever reason, maybe them 2 years in jail really were hard on his mental. All right. God forbid for all of these guys that did more than 2 years. But this has reverted him to the most basic street mentality possible, and he's basically gone backwards massively.
That's word. So, even watching Thug, I'm watching him kind of revert back to the most basic things that I see street dudes care about, or they're down to
jury out it.
Well, really, it's like I think he's trying to prove to the world that what they're seeing is not what it is, right? And whether it's Roscoe speaking out or whatever.
Listen to what he just said. Yeah, he said he's trying to convince everybody that what they're seeing is not what it is. Look. I don't know if you've seen that video of Young Thug, and they're asking that question of how does the 45th and the 47th president have the same parents? And he can't answer. He's too dumb. He's dumb as he's dumb as a post. I'm sorry, Young Thug. He's very good at making sounds into a microphone and arranging for people to get hurt in the streets, but he's not very smart. He couldn't work out that the 45th and 47th president is the same person, Donald Trump. He's clearly not very smart. And, you know, he's reverted to the most basic street mentality, and he thinks we're all as dumb as him. He thinks if I just tell everybody, nah, that's not what happened, that 2-hour interrogation, bro, you want to convince people.
Revolutionary salute to our brother Iron Lions for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is real life. Appreciate the love, family. Say peace, OG. What's done in the dark always come to the light. It absolutely does. And the kids going to come out better for this. The kids is the winner. Revolution is real life. Absolutely appreciate the love, family. The kids going to come out because they see it's all a myth. They don't have to risk their life, their health, trying to pretend like they these phonies. I'm glad they're all in the ring. It's like a WWF Royal Rumble. They just beating each other, tearing each other down. Good. Great. We love this. What you say, Young Thug? Y'all all been sleeping with one another. What you say? All y'all been sleeping with one another. Go ahead, Thug. Don't let them tear you down without making sure they get some of the well-deserved dirt on themselves. And Lil Baby, he definitely can't convince us. He can't convince us that they lying. Lil Baby, he definitely, we believe everything that they said. Everything that they said. Especially when, everything Young Thug said about they all sleeping together. He released that statement. Some people say it was a fake post. There ain't no damn fake post. Don't let them people believe that's a real post. That was Thug up, just letting that go. He can't take that back. That's real. He said they all sleeping with one another. Now they won't call him a snitch.
That what they saw with their own eyes and ears isn't true, and it's not going to work, bro. We're smarter than you.
At what they're proved to the world that what they're seeing is not what it is, right? And you know, whether it's Roscoe speaking out or whatever.
Yeah, he thought he was good at that. He thought he could put on nails, fingernail polish, and makeup and dresses and fool us into believing that he wasn't bisexual and homosexual. Damn pervert. That's the see. They put it right in your face and say you don't believe your eyes. This is a new phase and era. Like hell, I know it is the Sodom and Gomorrah. We know this story. Y'all is damn perverts. Y'all going look. P. Diddy, all of their idols is going down, bro. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, Revolutionary salute to our brother BLACK. Money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. You say what the Boondock say? I got the thug loving. They got the thug loving going on. They really partying. This is crazy, boy. See, some of y'all wanted in the, ain't y'all lucky y'all ain't getting the industry? I'm glad I didn't make it. You don't want to make it. You see, not making it is making it in life. Man, hey, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Thug life in danger. I put that up for a reason. The industry finna do something with that boy. Because we laughing. Man, Thug got all the secrets. He got all the secrets. I know Birdman real nervous right now. Thug man say you can't wear skinny jeans around him. Thug will talk a little bit about what's really going on behind the scenes. Man, please. They got Thug fucked up, man. If they think Thug, they finna just drag him and he ain't gonna bring everybody. Somebody evil. Yeah, he evil and he vindictive. If he go down, Future gotta go. Lil Baby. And Lil Baby been wearing, while Lil Baby getting female tattoos on his thighs. Man, them boys been waiting to do this. They been waiting to do this. Lil Baby wearing booty shorts with tattoos down there to his penis. What is you punk you? Yeah, you been
people don't get convinced. Usually people up the ante. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, I'm hoping he doesn't also trick himself back into a position, or even like, you know, seeing him going at you, it felt like he was like, nah, I'm not the rat. The rats are Gunna and Rollo. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those deflection type of things.
Full-blown deflection, and you're going to see so much. I'm about to introduce you to the world-class world champion of deflection. Okay, I thought Thug was a deflector, but my God, if Pee Wee Roscoe is one of the most this guy is a mirror. This guy is basically a mirror, right? I've never seen someone deflect so sharply. But he's basically saying, look, the general public, the average man on the street is smarter than Young Thug. All right, that's facts. That's just facts. And, you know, essentially at the end of I might just pull up that clip just so I can show you how unintelligent Thug is. I just want to show you this clip to just reinforce how unintelligent.
Revolutionary salute to my brother Z for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love, brother. He said, do you think it's a boule ritual? He has to be a Satanist. He is a Satanist as well with the panda eyes. He definitely that. I think I got some we can look at later on that we can see this demonic. Because I seen earlier before I came on here, he definitely a devout Satanist. Devout Satanist. And we got to look into salute, family. We're in here. There may be a boule ritual, and this may be a humiliation ritual that this boy going through. You see what I'm saying? He probably finna transition in more ways than one. You see, to us, they laughing at him, they bringing him down, but in the life he living, this not getting brought down, because in that world where the people got the big bag, they don't give a damn about who snitched. They don't care about none of that shit. But what they do care about if he cannot influence our kids anymore. If he is no good to influence these kids, then they'll do something to him. Revolutionary salute to our Queen L. Renee for the dope BB woman. Salute to our queen. Okay, Queen BB woman for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love, Queen. Now, that's why I say his life in danger, because there's a lot of people want to get rid of this boy. It could be the industry. If he can't sell records and he can't influence our kids to want to wear dresses and then feminize the youngsters, like what that happened, we all have to be honest. We see it before our very eyes. If they can't use him, man, they gonna get rid of this dude, man. He ain't over his head though, I believe.
Young Thug is, okay? When he's telling us not to believe our own eyes and ears, okay, he could probably be easily led astray by this kind of reasoning, by this faulty logic, by saying we just heard all of these things that we heard in that 2-hour interrogation. He could probably be convinced that this sort of thing isn't real. He thinks everybody else is a level of intelligence that he's at, and it's not going to work. And as academics just said, when that doesn't work, he gets hot, he crashes out, he goes into deflection mode. I'm not the rat, it's Rollo, it's gonna. Ain't gonna work. We're not as dumb as you. This is how smart Thug is.
President and the 47th president have the same parents.
Same parents?
Parents, yeah.
Are you saying how do they have the same parents?
Yeah.
I don't get the question. They siblings.
They're not siblings.
Young Thug was asked.
Bruh.
I don't get the question. They siblings.
They're not siblings.
Oh, you saying they got the same parents, but they're not siblings?
No. The
Thank you,
45th president and the 47th president have the same parents.
Same parents?
Parents, yeah.
Are you saying how do they have the same parents?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a typical question, bro.
This is easy.
He was a lot better at answering questions for the detectives, don't you think?
The 45th president and the 47th president
Have
got the
the
same parents.
Same parents.
And you're saying how?
How?
They bushes.
They're not bushes. That's a good answer. They're not bushes.
Treat them. They don't have no respect. You there to spend tens of thousands of dollars with this clown. He treat you like a pathetic. He know you a sucker because a lot of that shit is fugazi anyway. Now he just want to hit you with some of his riddles, which is an easy question. It's the same person, but obviously Thug don't know who the 45th or the 47th president is. That's shocking. All he had to do was know who was 45, who was 47. Come on, brother, you don't know that. Huh? Do you vote blue no matter who? Right? You should know these type of things, but he don't. But this guy treating him, don't spend your money with these people. They don't respect you. They don't know about you. Well, I'm not here to answer none of your riddles. I'm here to spend some money. Huh?
The 45th.
Wait, did Mulatto answer?
Recorded.
No, she did not.
Right. She
did not answer. Okay, so the 45th president was Donald Trump, and the 47th president is also Donald Trump.
Okay.
Both have the same parents.
See, the reason why I wasn't going to never answer that is because I don't know the numbers that the president was.
That was the case. That was the case with her also.
Hey man, listen. So that's what you're dealing with, okay? That's what you're dealing with Thug, right? He's slow, but he probably thinks that everybody is as slow as him. But anyway, if you thought that was dense, all right, if you thought that this was a master of deflection, just wait until you meet my man, okay? This man doesn't really require much introduction, okay? It's our boy, most known, solely known for shooting up Lil Wayne's tour bus after not being let into the club. Selling Lil Wayne weed, allegedly. Well, he said it himself. It's our man, Pee Wee Roscoe, man. It's our man, Pee Wee Roscoe. It's actually crazy. Here we go.
What the hell going on, eh? Hold on, here I come. Yeah, goddamn, you in tune now.
I'm glad I got up with you, man.
So look, Pee Wee Roscoe jumps in. I've got all the most interesting parts. I'm not going to bore you to death with all of this nonsense. And I'll tell you what, this man is a waffler. This man can talk for America, but he never answers the question. He never wants to answer the actual questions that you put to him. He can talk. He's great at talking. He can make these little rhymes. I'm as clean as Listerine. Doesn't answer any of the questions, all right? Don't be fooled. Again, you can see how dumb Thug was from the last clip, right? Someone like Pee Wee Roscoe is probably very impressive to Thug. The way that he talks, the way I'm a clean as Listerine. Thug probably thinking, damn, this guy's Einstein. This guy's like the Atlanta Einstein. This guy got a 300 IQ, man. I'm going to deploy tactical Pee Wee Roscoe in to answer these questions. Don't work. Doesn't go well. And it was very entertaining, but it was also embarrassing. Okay, so Academics asked him straight up. He's asking him some of the tough questions. Shout out to Academic. He asked some tough questions, but he also butters him up and kind of plays dumb with him to kind of massage his ego and keep him talking a little bit. Not dissimilar to what them detectives did to Thug for 2 hours. But anyway, Academics asked him if he is brainwashed. Pee Wee doesn't even know what that means. But he lets everybody know that he's solid, right? He doesn't even know what brainwashed means.
One question first, because I've seen people say stuff. You're not brainwashed or nothing, right? Because that's what they're trying to say. You're brainwashed.
What the fuck? I just got brainwashed. What the hell that is? Like, if you know me, like, shit, you know, like, one way to say it, the honest way, like, shit, I'm solid. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no dirt, ain't no stain on my name. Like, you know, when we talk about the streets, shit, I'm Jay-Z in the streets, shit. I've been through it, like, every aspect of it, you feel what I'm saying? And with the society of today or what we living in, I just feel like, you know, this era is raised through the internet. It's like not morals and codes. It's not that it ain't that. It's just the people of the voice and the people of power having coach better yet applied that. You understand? So
if you notice, if you actually, it's like some Jedi mind control, and this probably works on some Atlanta females, right? But he ain't really saying nothing. Like, he be stringing words together. It's like he threw a dictionary in a blender. It don't really be making sense. Like, what did he just say?
People of power having coach better yet applied that. You understand? So, like, brainwash. Like, if a judge couldn't brainwash me or my lawyer couldn't brainwash me, because before anything, I'm a man. Before I'm anything, I can't be bought a soul. I stand for.
He's a man before anything. So I guess that means something. He said a lawyer and a judge couldn't brainwash him. He can't be brainwashed.
Hands, bro. Yeah,
so
yeah, that nigga talk with his hands. That nigga talk with his hands moving. If we was watching this nigga, his hands would be moving the whole time. Jack, you feel what I'm saying? You gotta watch these type of niggas. He can't stop moving, man. Please.
He just. Throughout this, you hear him waffle so much just about how authentic and how real he is, but when it comes to actual questions, he can never answer them.
I can't fall for anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, no Pee Wee Roscoe? Yeah, that's me. You feel what I'm saying?
Nigga like this, every conversation you had with nigga, boy, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off. These one of them type of niggas, man. We see these type of niggas, man. They got a cigarette hanging out of the mouth. What's up, nigga? Yo, man, boy, you can get it. Boy, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off. This type of nigga.
Pee Wee Roscoe, yeah, that's me. Brilliant.
Got this
yeah, we didn't think we were talking to somebody else. Like, we didn't think we was talking to Young Thug. Like, you know, I was like, oh, Pee Wee Roscoe, that's me. Okay, cool. Yep, sure. So Academics basically goes on to ask him. He's basically saying everybody said that Young Thug did tell, and the person that he would have told on is Pee Wee Roscoe. Now, before we even get into this, because Pee Wee Roscoe is basically going to argue, nah, like I'm stamping it. He didn't tell on me. I'm stamping it. He didn't tell on me, and I'll get to why he might say that once we got through these clips. But he's saying, nah, man, he didn't tell on me. He can't have told. I'm the person he would have told on. I disagree. I think the person that really got told on in that interrogation was Birdman. I think Young Thug shouldn't have been talking on Birdman. I think the detectives took that interview to basically say, look, we got Pee Wee Roscoe, the shooter. We got him. Yeah, we already got him. All right. We need to know who put the battery in his back. Was it Thug or was it Birdman? Because he done called both of them either side of the shooting. And basically,
told him
his whole reasoning of like, nah.
Pee Wee didn't have no beef with Wayne. We sold Wayne drugs. That's snitching. But he trying. We good with Wayne, even though they the ones done it. He told the detective, man, they got rap. You know, it's beef behind money, records. Birdman not want to put Wayne shut up, which is none of his business to be talking that shit. What the hell you this? This ain't the IRS. Why you talking to these people? Why you talking to these people about record business? It's none of your record business. But you're giving them what's called motive to a shooting and where the beef would stem from Birdman not paying Wayne. So when they're smart enough to know, oh, okay, so y'all would just hire goons for Birdman. Them people ain't stupid, but he gave them motive on purpose. That's one thing. Never overlooked that this bitch ass nigga was scared to go to prison. He did not want to go to prison. Birdman, anybody but him. Yeah, because he been wearing dresses and makeup and all that type of shit. They got in magazines. They're not gonna let that nigga get away with that in prison.
Thug couldn't have told because I'm the person he would have told on. I'm saying he didn't tell. That's cap. It sounded like he's low key was telling on Birdman, telling the whole backstory for Birdman. And yeah, so let's hear what Pee Wee's defense is.
Okay, so I want to give you the floor to kind of explain some of this stuff, but the
salute to our brother at BLACK money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love, family. Say Thug, officially a new Chester from Cheetos. It ain't easy being cheesy. Revolution is a way of life. Absolutely appreciate the love, family. Bro, hey, damn, Thug. Who would ever think this nigga wear dresses, and being a dirty rat. We find that more hilarious than his cross dressers wearing dresses and rapping and shit. Not saying this nigga thought he was some type of fucking. Damn, I'm finna say Big Meech. He might be, huh? Revolution where life salute. He might be Big Meech.
The big thing that everybody's talking about. They're like, did Young Thug tell? Here's the interesting part. The person, if he did tell, he would tell on is you. So we have you on the phone. Could you explain? And by the way, so there's an interrogation footage of Young Thug where he was speaking to some detectives, and your name gets brought up. Some people felt like he said entirely too much. You did do some time for that particular incident. It was the Lil Wayne bus shooting stuff. You got 10 years. People are looking at it and be like, that's telling. I need you to break.
Thug say this nigga commit crimes every day. The police say, oh, thank you. You just gave us what we needed because we're saying he committed a crime this day by shooting up that tour bus. Thug say, man, Thug say, I don't know, man. That boy commit crimes every day. Anybody but him was going to jail. Birdman.
To break down whatever you think about it, because this obviously has to do with you.
All right, first and foremost, if I go to prison, I'm charged for aggravated assault, multiple counts, etc. I go to jail. They say that someone paid me to carry out a hit. So if someone paid me and I'm the one that's incarcerated and the person that haven't paid me is incarcerated, the only way they can become incarcerated if I point at them or I interject, like, I got to communicate. I got to point the finger. I'm the only one arrested. So I go to jail. I'm the only one locked up. I did the crime. I did the time. Boom.
Now,
shit.
I'm gonna rewind that.
Nigga, they got Bird. This nigga talk his ass off. They got Birdman on phone. This nigga saying, "Hey, that's eye opening. You did the best you could. I got some money for you when you get out. But I got money for you." This after the shooting, and he's locked up, and Birdman tell him, "Okay, that's eye opening. You did your part." It's all on the phone. But I guess they were setting up some tour dates. So, but that's the problem. The legalities with high-priced lawyers, they can say, yeah, he's setting up tour dates for Young Thug, talking to Birdman about tour dates, him being the road manager. Well, that's not what you hearing. That's Birdman telling them, yeah, you did your part busting at that whole ass nigga. I got the bag for you. When you get out, don't say my name.
Because there's a part of me that feels like he might have just accidentally dry snitched on this. Like, let's just hear what he said again.
They haven't paid me. Someone paid me. I go to jail. They say that someone paid me to carry out a hit.
They say somebody paid me to carry out a hit.
So if someone paid me and I'm the one that's incarcerated in the
salute to our queen, Shani G, for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is where life. Absolutely appreciate the donation, queen. Salute to you. And thank you for helping me keep the lights on. House Revolution.
So if someone paid me and I'm the only one that's incarcerated,
the person that haven't paid me is
and the person that haven't paid me
incarcerated, the only way they can become
isn't incarcerated.
If I point at them or I interject, like, I got to.
The only way that they can become incarcerated is if I point at them or I interject.
Communicate. I got to point the finger. I'm the only one arrested, so I go to jail. I'm the only one locked up. I did the crime. I did the time. Boom. Nothing. Jeffrey or Brian Stunner, my partner. You feel what I'm saying? Jeff, my partner. There's no way that they can be pulled in. You feel what I'm saying?
He's saying there's no way that they can be pulled in if I took the whole rap. The fact he's even mentioning them in this context, I think, is a little bit crazy, to be completely honest. I mean, I don't know the street code like these dudes. Clearly, Pee Wee Roscoe's got a whole different version, and he got a whole New Testament of the street code that I haven't read. But I think even bringing up Birdman and Thug in this context is a little weird.
Nothing, Jeffrey or Brian, Stunner, my partner, you feel what I'm saying? Jeff, my partner, there's no way that they can be pulled in. You feel what I'm saying? I got to pull them in. No way. So
he's saying, I got to pull them in. Now, that's an interesting one. So this was an article that was published in August 2015, only a few months after that Young Thug interrogation tape, okay? And look, this comes up a lot. He never, ever, ever, ever wants to answer about this one, okay? But this one comes up a lot. And to the credit of Pee Wee Roscoe, I've asked WAC, I've asked other people. No one can find the source for this. So for some reason, out of nowhere, in August 2015, TMZ published an article saying Lil Wayne's alleged tour bus shooter goes full snitch and says Birdman should be behind bars. Now it says the man charged with shooting up Wayne's tour bus blew the whistle on Birdman, saying he should be behind bars too. Jimmy Winfrey claims in new court docs. I've not been able to find these.
Way more. This nigga been doing this. This nigga been doing that shit before having Lil Wayne shot. I think been doing this shit since his first motherfucking artist. Revolutionary salute to our brother once again at BLACK money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolutionary Real Life said the facts that the whole no Stunner had to go outside the camp because nobody cash money, whatever, shoot at Wayne. They love him too much. They do love him. Revolutionary Real Life absolutely appreciate the love, family. They do love him, and they should be. They should be absolutely upset about this conversation that Pee Wee having right now because nigga, you taking all the responsibility for trying to knock off Wayne. So okay. You saying you the one done it? You bragging about it. You put the hit on Wayne. They need to think about that. They know deep down it was Birdman, but still, this man, he taking credit for that.
Court docs anywhere. There's no existence. I've not been able to find this anywhere. I don't know if it was sealed. I don't know if it didn't exist. It could have been capped. Somebody placed this story in TMZ and claimed that Pee Wee was snitching on Birdman. Now look, I've not seen the paperwork, so I'm willing to admit if somebody can prove to me that this story was placed and that never happened, then that's fair enough. But for whatever reason, and TMZ's reporting can be a bit patchy. Sometimes it's reliable, sometimes it's not. But it says Jimmy Winfrey claimed in new court docs he shouldn't be singled out for the crime when Birdman's financial dispute with Lil Wayne. Do you remember that financial dispute with Lil Wayne that Young Thug explained for 2 hours? Is ultimately what led to the shooting. So Winfrey argues Birdman should be held liable as a party to the crime. He's not specifically saying Birdman ordered the hit, but that's essentially what he's saying. Okay. Birdman denied all involvement, for the record, and that was before. All right. He denied all involvement. Our sources say Birdman assured Wayne that he was not involved in any way and vowed to help figure out who was behind it. All right. So
that's dirty, bro.
Let's get back to that interrogation, man. Let's get back to the as DJA Academics titled it, the Rat Olympics. Okay, so from here, he basically goes on to explain that he had a 20-10 offer from the state that he turned down. He turned down 2 pleas, and the judge violated him. And that's facts. The judge basically said, look, if you take this to trial, I'm going to bury you under the jail, so you better take a plea. And you can't do that, all right? You can't do that. You're innocent till proven guilty. The judge doing that was wrong. And that original 10 years that he got was nullified, okay? And apparently he explains this is the first time that he caught a case, and he turned himself in on it when the heat came.
Kendall. So I got out 2015. I go to prison for the tour bus shooting. I go to prison. I had 20-10. The judge violated Uniform Superior Court rule. I turned down 2 favorable pleas, first and foremost. I was never taking no plea. I'm going to trial. Boom. I'm a nigga from the streets. This is my first time catching a case. I always caught charges. A case and a charge is 2 different things. So, boom. When they get me the first time, 2015, I do everything right. I turn myself in. I don't go on the run. When I have knowledge that I have a warrant from a crime that transpired in April, they locked me up in April, June, July. They happened in April, locked me up in June. Some shit like that. But it was 2-3 months later, long story short. Boom. I go to jail. Turn down 2 pleas. They offered me, I think it was an 18-10 and a straight 10. The judge said, hey, Mr. Winfrey, you can stand right there or you can sit right here. She said, you might don't want to go. She said, you might win the battle, but you won't win the war. If you think you're so smart and got it all figured out, she said, I got a reputation. You got a reputation. She said, you sit in the jail, listen to everybody shoot their mouths off about this and that. And she said, if you want to come back from the place that you're going to, Cobb County Jail, I advise you to not go to trial. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So in the court,
so basically, he was violated by the judge, okay? The judge basically said that, you know, we're going to bury you under the jail. I'm giving out. I think she was giving out hundreds of years to other people in serious cases in Atlanta at the time, and basically threatened him with that. And that ain't right. Okay, for whatever you want to say about Pee Wee Roscoe, he's definitely a waffler. He's definitely got a gift of the gab, but that wasn't right, and the judge did him dirty, and that wasn't the way things should have gone.
What the fuck the judge did? See, that's how you manipulate the case. That's how the music industry rule in favor of Birdman to get. See, this nigga can say, you signed a deal. You made a deal on a plea. You the one wrote your John Hancock on that paper saying you shot that tour bus. See, if he had took it to trial and beat it and all that type of old shit, then they got to look deeper into what's really going on with this tour bus shooting. Lead right to Birdman. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that judge, she did what she got paid to do. No, don't threaten the hell out of him, which is illegal. That's illegal. The man supposed to better go try. She like, hell no. She gonna get him to sign that goddamn deal so they can get Birdman ass off the motherfucking hook. And he's too dumb to even know it.
So he basically goes on to do a whole bunch of deflection. Okay, he doesn't want to talk about. And if you notice this, while this is going on, DJ Academics, right? He's a slippery character. So shout out to Academics. He's got the TMZ article of Pee Wee Roscoe being a snitch on screen in the background during a whole bunch of the conversation. Damn near the whole conversation for like 30, 40 minutes of the conversation. He's slick with it, but that was hilarious. He just got that up on screen slick, just for everybody to look at it. Lil Wayne's alleged tour bus shooter goes full snitch. He is super troll. Academic smarter than Young Thug for sure. All right, I'll give him that. So anyway, he goes on to say some stuff. I won't bother playing you just because he over and over and over again says, Mondo's a snitch, Woody's a snitch, Rollo's a snitch, Gunner's a snitch, yada, yada, yada. We all heard it before. It's all deflection from the real snitch that we're trying to talk about, which is Young Thug in this context. Okay, so Academics asked him about the prosecutors saying that he did the shooting on behalf of Thug and Birdman. And Pee Wee basically says, only this is what's interesting, right? Pee Wee says, the only person that said that this shooting was a beef between Young Thug and Birdman and Lil Wayne was the public and the fans. That is a lie. That is a lie. This is what Young Thug told. I'm not going to play it again. You've all heard it a million times. But in that interrogation footage for 2 hours, Young Thug breaks down the entire beef. He gives a perfect motive for Birdman to want to do this. Yeah, and he gives a perfect motive for him to not want to do it. I loved Lil Wayne. I was the biggest. I got tattoos because of Lil Wayne. I started skateboarding because of Lil Wayne. I didn't even want to believe it. I cut Birdman off. He's pointing the finger at Birdman. Okay. And he let the police know that this shooting of the tour bus was about that feud. All right. They sat him down at the start of the interrogation. I said to him, this ain't about your terroristic threats that you got from threatening a mall cop. This is about the Pee Wee Roscoe tour bus shooting. And then Young Thug proceeds to talk for 2 hours about Lil Wayne's beef with Birdman. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Okay. But Pee Wee just gets to doing a whole bunch of capping about this basically. And it's just really interesting to hear the cap that he puts out there when you contrast that with all the stuff that Young Thug said in the interview.
Since we have you on here, the prosecutors were trying to say that you allegedly did that the bus shooting whatever for Thug and Birdman. Was that anyway true?
I went to jail. Yeah. I did what I did.
Okay.
So the public, back to social media and the public, they implemented that it was a rap beef and it was this and all that. No one never said it was that. That's what the public did.
Thug did. He said, no, nobody said that. Nobody said that they were going back and forth. Thug said that in the interrogation.
They implemented that it was a rap beef and it was this and all that. No one never said it was that. That's what the public did.
Thug said it.
On perception. Nobody never got on no record. It was never none of that. The thing that we seen on record, niggas say, this is the nigga that I want to be like. This is my hero.
Yeah, he said this is the dude I want to be like. This is my hero. And he spoke for 2 hours about Birdman. In fact, he said Birdman lied to me and said that Wayne was mad. He didn't want to drop a single. Come to find out, Birdman had lied to me. And actually, he owed Wayne money. And then they settled out of court for $30 million. And Wayne had a song out where he said, Birdman like an army. I'm a one-man army. And if you're coming for me, I'm going down like Tony, Tony Montana. And the cop said, whoa, yeah, like Tony Montana who gets shot at the end of Scarface.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. So this is a whole bunch of cap.
Now, when we weapon with open arms, in this rap game, you can be Jay-Z. If I'm coming up the ledge, you feel what I'm saying? Everybody asshole get tight. You feel what I'm saying? I was tip hype man. I'm not new to this business. You feel?
So, look, okay, he goes off on another tangent, right? But eventually, he goes on to say something that I just thought was hilarious, so I got to mention it, okay? Ironically, he said he respects 6ix9ine because 6ix9ine wears the rat jacket. Hypocritical Young Thug should do the same. If you still want to call out Rallo and Gunna and Yak Gotti and Woody for being rats, then Young Thug should wear the snitch jacket too and just be on some 6ix9ine shit. But again, ironically, Pee Wee talks so much. He's a real motor mouth. He doesn't even know the inconsistencies that he's created.
Oh, man, if you did what you did, accept it and live with it. That's why I can respect 6ix9ine. He did what he did. He ain't trying to illustrate to be nothing that he ain't. If you're a fuck nigga, just be a fuck nigga. If Charleston White tell you what he gonna do, so I'm not expecting him to do no real nigga shit.
Hey, man, I'd say the same thing to Thug, man. Just live with it. Just move on past it. And Thug doesn't realize, clearly he's not very smart, but Thug doesn't realize that the reason why this is going so badly for him is because he keeps, no, everyone else, I'm not a snitch. Everyone else is a snitch. Like, bro, we've seen the video, man. We've seen the video. If you told me that by these rules, Gunna's a snitch, it doesn't matter that you didn't go down and you walked free. Thug, you told me, I'm taking you as the king's gospel of snitching. You told me that. Now I've seen your interrogation. But the rules you told me, the list of criteria you gave me, Young Thug, Jeffrey Williams, that says you a snitch. So you got to learn to live with it like 6ix9ine did. That's what the streets be saying, okay? But anyway, from here, okay, he basically says that when they interrogated Thug, he was already in custody, as if that proves anything, right? Again, he's breaking his back. His spine is completely tangled. He's looking like he just got out of a car wreck because of the gymnastics that he's doing with this, okay? He is basically saying, all right, he is basically saying, nah, because I was already arrested. I was already jammed up for this stuff, so it don't matter what Thug said about it. Doesn't really make sense.
Incarceration, boom. And then another thing, when they were talking to Thug, I was already locked up. I was incarcerated already. They asked him about me.
Well, so let me ask you this question. Well,
so again, let me just give a bit more context to that, right?
Conversation, you say something wrong in that interrogation room, boom, and it implemented me to incarceration, boom. And then another thing,
he's saying, oh, if you say something in that interrogation room and it leads to my incarceration, that means that you're a rapper. I was already locked up. Yeah, but you were forced to take your plea after this interrogation. And then we see in articles talking about you wanted to put it on Birdman 2 months later before you took that plea. So it don't really add up. It doesn't really make sense. It's a whole lot of cap, a whole lot of waffle. All right. And look, this was a highly entertaining live, but it's just a whole lot of cap in here. Okay. And so Academics basically asks him, he outright asks him, he's like, okay, did you sell weed to Lil Wayne? Because that's what Thug said. And we just hear a whole bunch of waffle. Once again, a whole bunch of waffle.
When they were talking to Thug, I was already locked up. I was incarcerated already. They asked him about me.
Well, so let me ask you this question. Well, this might be
I was locked up.
Did you used to sell weed to
Hell no, a nigga know we ain't never hustled a day in our life.
I was selling to Reggie down there, man. That's what they were saying.
Listen, a nigga.
I went on Atlanta.
Even he doesn't want to admit it because he knows that he got told on.
Hell no, a nigga know.
Saying, hell no. But bruh, I thought that he did what he was supposed to do. I thought he was supposed to go in there and tell him you took weed. Even the way that he reacts to this, it would have been better if he'd just said, yeah, that wasn't no secret. Like, Thug was cool to tell the investigators that wasn't no secret. That was known in the streets. But he said, no, hell no, we ain't never hustled a day in our life because you trying to stick to the street code in this conversation. You trying not to tell on yourself in this conversation and say, no, I would never admit that I sold weed. So why is Thug in an interrogation telling them that you, not us, you sold weed to Wayne?
Sell weed to
hell no, a nigga know we ain't never hustled a day in our life.
I was selling to Reggie down there, man. That's what they were saying.
Listen, a nigga.
I went on Atlantaology.
Listen, man, you can't even go listen, Pete. They'll tell you I am Atlanta. The time he got away when I was incarcerated, man, from the lingo to everything. So they can't.
So what a deflection, man. They'll tell you I am Atlanta, man. Like I created the lingo. Bro, we ain't asking about the lingo. We're asking about you getting told on for selling weed to Wayne. I didn't know that until I heard it in the interrogation. That's crazy. Okay, so from here, Academic asked Pee Wee what he thought when he said that Thug said in the interrogation that he's a scrub and he breaks the law every day. Okay, and Pee Wee caps and he says, nah, Thug denied that I did crimes. Just because he denied you did some crimes, just because he said that, I don't know if he shot up the tour bus, but he said you definitely sold weed and you break the law every day. It's just cap.
And I don't know if you've ever seen or heard this audio. What did you think when you heard Thug talking to the detectives? They're mentioning you, and Thug kind of says, "Man, he says Roscoe is scrub." Like he's like, "Man, Roscoe ain't what?" What did you think?
I'm gonna give you say this. I got in the truth.
Okay.
I'm deep in the street, nigga. And where I come from, I said I thank God because guess what? He at the top of his game. He at the top of the world. So they ain't even got him down there about that. They asked him about me. And for him to say he's not that type of person, do you think he'll kill somebody? Hell no. He did every.
They never ask him, do you think that Pee Wee Roscoe would kill somebody? Cap detected. More cap. He just changed on the subject. Yeah, Young Thug was the most lit person. I'm gassed that he was even asked about me in the interrogation room. What? Man, what? What a load of cap, man. I'm going to play clips a few times just so you really get it.
world. So they ain't even got him down there about that. They asked him about me. And for him to say he's not that type of
They ain't even got him down. They did have him down there about that. They absolutely had him down there about that. And they never asked him if he thinks Pee Wee a killer.
person. Do you think he'll kill somebody? Hell no. He did everything right. Now, if he said, hell yeah, or implemented Roscoe, or put me in jail, oh, man, we wouldn't even have any conversation.
He said implemented. What he meant to say was implicated, okay? He said if he implicated you in selling weed, academics wouldn't have known to ask you if you were selling weed to Wayne unless you was implicated. So more cap, more deflection, okay? And academics basically once again goes on to ask Roscoe if he was proud when Young Thug dissed him in the interview. All right, that's basically what we basically just reiterating what we just heard. And he's saying, "Were you proud when Thug dissed you?" And Pee Wee says he would never speak. Once again, he basically knows he would never do what Thug did in that interview.
You feel what I'm saying? Shit, no sir. You feel me?
So when you heard that audio, you were like you were more proud to be like, okay, all right, that's my partner. At least he's saying, oh, whatever y'all think he did, you don't care what he said. He could have been like, yo, Roscoe is stupid as hell. He couldn't even think of using a gun.
If they come get me and say AK killed somebody, no, I don't know nothing about no murder. That's not my business to speak on.
So apparently we've moved the goalpost once again. It's only snitching if you tell about murders, if you tell that people, if you tell that people are selling weed, if you tell that people break the law every day. Apparently that's not snitching. Once again, doesn't make any sense. But there you go. There you go.
If we live in the code, if you say anything, I would get on the stand.
Revolutionary salute to our brother at BLACK. Money sign for the donation to the war chest. Revolution is a way of life. Appreciate the love, family. He said, yo, OG, all jokes aside, so we're going to be serious. We just watched the CIA systematically take down Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles, all through platform with the same method. OTF, 60s, YFN, and YSL. You are absolutely right. And the government absolutely released this, and it is finna ravage hip-hop, and it's gonna cause a lot of RICO because people gonna speak on crimes, people gonna say who was really doing what, who was really behind what, and the federal government is gonna swoop in Atlanta. The lady, remember the DA already said they had more cases involving more groups. Lil Baby, Future Group, they probably gonna get 21 Savage, probably gonna deport him. That's a fact. Revolution is a way of life. Appreciate the love, family. Salute. That is a fact. They loving this.
Stand in line for my partner. Right now, if they locked you up for murder, hey man, AK was with me at 9:30.
Another something somebody pointed out. They said all the people that's online right now yelling and hollering, that's part of that. They say all of them on probation and federal probation. Is that correct? Rollo, ain't he still on paper? Young Thug, we know that. Pee Wee, he on some. All these dudes on these motherfuckers, they all got to answer to parole officers and probation officers. What kind of shit is really going on?
I don't want to see my worst enemy in jail. Yeah, but snitching is me getting caught for a legal act, criminal act, and bargaining for my freedom.
So again, we're changing the definition of snitching. We're bending over backwards to try and just, give Thug some bail and let him basically. There's so much waffle in this. It was so excruciating to get through, but I'm just going to speed it up, and you're just going to hear Roscoe talk, waffle.
These niggas never said you can try to trick the police. These niggas said no talking, no police. You only tell them, give me my lawyer. You don't be in there that long. No, it's little homies. Young Thug, if he was still out as the boss of the criminal organization, which right now he does not have a criminal organization. He's just a rapper trying to hold on to what he can hold on to. But when he was the boss of the criminal organization, if one of them little niggas under him would have did that, and he got back to him, that role he playing right now, he would have played then. He would probably had the young man beat, killed, probably all that type of shit. For a 2-hour conversation with the police, implicating all kind of different shit. They told the kids, you don't say nothing, you keep your mouth shut, and then you hear this. Then Pee Wee, this dude trying to explain to us why Thug is really dead. It goes to show you more about how Lil can be bought. It's years later, he holding on to that trump card. He gonna tell the truth later, but he got Birdman right where he want him to. That's right, he got Birdman about to do something to him because they playing a real dangerous game. The feds is loving all this.
He speaks over academics. He keeps going after the street code, and it's just a bunch of baloney. No pun intended.
You follow what I'm saying? I'm already in jail.
But I agree with that, but I feel like they've changed the definition so much where they're like, well, even if you're not...
You can't change no definition because you got to think the laws are already made, rules and broken laws are followed. So you got to think...
Rules are broken, laws are but he's just waffling.
The code of the streets, this shit go on. The game don't change, just the players. So we live in a day society. It's like we have a court right now. We call having court in the streets. So we have a court. Hey, I'm the judge.
He on some stream of consciousness. None of what he's saying is relevant to the discussion. He's filibustering. This is the world's first drill filibuster, the world's first gang filibuster. He just filibuster in the floor. He flooding it with a bunch of nonsense, and he's not answering any of the questions properly.
District attorney. Hey, my man, you went to school for some academically educated. You feel what I'm saying? Got the game at the street personally. Hey, my man, all these people talking about.
Young Thug told the police this dude was not his manager. This dude was just a dude. He barely even know him like that. He said that. That's crazy. This dude on here today telling everybody he is his road manager. He the road manager today. So that's crazy. Like, come on, what that shit crazy motherfucker. He probably, people need to ask, is this nigga extorting Young Thug? Do anybody know? Is this nigga, this may probably don't work for Young Thug. We might have looked at that situation the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? It seems like this man here got Young Thug right where he want him, and he was shit, nigga. He proud to say, oh, Young Thug is the realest ever. Shit, because he got Young Thug paying him.
Fell off the, they fell out what we call, they jumped on the porch. I fell out the stroller. So it's a big difference. It's a big difference, bro. It's a big.
They jumped off the porch. I fell out the stroller. It doesn't mean anything. Everything he's saying doesn't mean anything. And he thinks he's slick, but we're too smart for that. Okay, we're way too smart for that. So he basically goes on to diss Rallo. He says he'll throw a paperwork party for Rallo. He basically infers in here that he got the paperwork on Rallo from Brian Steele because they were both being represented. Now, I don't think that's true, and I also would wager Brian Steele would be very disappointed to hear that being said.
Cooperate. So if you're throwing a paperwork, you think he cooperated?
Hold on. Okay, we want to break it all the way down. We're going to break down A through Z, not just ABC. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you got the raw uncut source. Yeah, Pee Wee Roscoe ain't in no paperwork. And my name ain't on no dotted line. You understand me? You can't egg out that. You want to play the game. So, boom. Brian Steele was his lawyer, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, boom. Brian Steele, Jeffrey lawyer, right?
Yeah, but wait, he can't tell his business.
Hold on,
attorney-client privilege.
All right, whatever the situation is, we have a court in the street. I'm the judge. So I'm telling you what the fuck going on, not hypothetically, not on the outside looking in.
We haven't caught in the streets. I'm telling you what goes on. Everything I say goes. I think he was inferring, it's my opinion, I think he was inferring that he got some kind of dirt or paperwork on Rallo from Brian Steele. And that is definitely a violation. I don't know if Brian Steele would be very disappointed to hear that. But regardless, okay, we go on and on and on and on from here, and there's so much nonsense to get through. It's crazy. Academics asked him another hard question. He says, are you bought and paid for by Thug? And Pee Wee just changes the subject, and he just starts lying, saying that he's the one who put Jeffrey Young Thug on. Just a bunch of waffle. Always changing the subject, chopping and changing.
That's the only great source you got, my man.
Hey,
you feel what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this question directly. Some people, and I think Mondo and I think Rallo and some other people said, well, you're paid for, and you're hoping that Thug's gonna take care of you, so you're trying to get his back, but you know he did wrong.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I put Jeff on. He ain't put me on. I took him to Birdman. I put him on. He ain't put me on.
Really?
Yeah.
He just pay attention, all right? The question was, okay, are you bought and paid for by Thug? And he quickly changes the subject and says, I put Jeff on. He starts telling a story.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I put Jeff on. He ain't put me on. I took him to Birdman. I put him on. He ain't put me on.
Really?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
So Mondo, you gotta think them niggas couldn't even talk to me. They was his friends. They couldn't talk to me. Little boys. I hung around on me with my own.
That part probably true. That part is probably true, and I could see that because it's just something that just don't make sense. Like he, because Doug said no, he not my road manager. That nigga back out here, he is the road manager, and he's still the only nigga right up under the nigga. And it can't just be all because he did the shooting for that. Nah, it ain't just because he did no shooting for that nigga. It's deeper. It's deeper than that. He can come out and say, okay, Doug, you don't want to pay me for that shit. Doug don't give a shit about that. That shit is long gone. See, they got some gang shit going on with that sex, money, murder shit too. Young Thug ain't the biggest boss. Young Thug got some people that he answered to within that blood structure too. That's a fact that they not digging into. That is a fact.
And roll over in the grave. I met you through a gangster in the game, homie. You feel what I'm saying? You violated the code in the game or the oath. Now you did what you did and you changed your life, go head on.
Wait. Okay.
So again, he dissing on Gunna and he's saying, look, he doesn't respect it and he's just not answering the question. So there was another interesting part. I covered it in my last video, but some people on Reddit that were desperately clutching at straws, they said, nah, Thug didn't say that Pee Wee breaks the law every day. He says that he grows balls every day. Now, we listened to that clip back a few times, and it was pretty conclusive that he said that he broke the law every day. I don't know if Pee Wee Roscoe, he might have been the person that came up with this stupid theory, but he's riding for it. He's riding with that lie that's circulating on Reddit, and he's saying, no, he was talking about growing balls. Again, completely glossed over the whole selling weed. Ooh, I just kicked the camera. He completely glossed over the whole selling weed thing, all right? And he just went straight to just talking nonsense. And once again, he just deflects.
Right?
Yeah.
When Thor was in interrogation, I seen all these videos, man. He said I grow balls every day. He didn't say what they try to, you see what I'm saying, spin it. And then the crazy thing, when they went and talked to him, I was already locked up. They asked him about me. You understand what I'm saying? And so
man, them people asked him about the shooting. I talked to him about it. You know, he said he ain't do it. Man, he commit crimes he commit crimes every day. You know, he's saying I don't want to just give my opinion because I wouldn't want to interfere or I wouldn't want to block y'all investigation. He's saying I'm perplexed because the crimes he commit every day. Young Thug knew what he was doing. You know, he commit crimes every day. So man, it could been him. That's what he was doing. By saying he commit the crimes every day, Thug is saying, damn, he say it ain't him. But every day he doing something, so it could be him. That's what Thug was saying to the police.
that's the part that I see the internet spinning and lying. And so that's just the most important part that I wanted to get across to you on the platform. And
he barely takes a breath. This guy speaks so fast, it's insane.
Righteous way, you feel what I'm saying? And that's why me, Aiden, you, and Thor, we got the kick account being loaded up. We're gonna go stream and live. So I'm saying they want to see him rap.
He's on some shit where he's like, if I just keep talking and nobody asks me a question, I'm golden. I'm good. All right. And later on, he basically says everybody's lying, and I can't help but think he's low-key talking about himself.
Together, but the funny thing is, like, these niggas really lying. Like, they ain't even lying. Like, the world, we're talking to people, all the people that's making opinions of a person, never been in no type of trouble, never been charged no murder, aggravated assault. So that's why we got it. I got to break it down. Because if you know this whole situation, you heard from all the wrong shit. This is the first time hearing from the real, the raw shit.
Yeah. So we can't believe anybody else.
He the realest OG. We don't know what we talking about. Nobody been through none of this shit. He done been through. Oh, let the nigga shut up. You snitched. He snitched. All you niggas have been doing nothing but telling. You told the people. I remember he told the people. He's trying to get out of it. It was insinuating could have been Birdman them. Yeah, he was doing it, and then Birdman them that check cleared. Then he seen the light and took the case.
Surprising is we can only believe him. We can only believe people that have caught murders and aggravated assaults and crimes and all these things. We can't believe our eyes and ears. We have to just accept this is like abusive partner kind of behavior. Like we can't believe our eyes and ears. It's just gaslighting, right? We can't believe anything that we've heard. We can't believe anything. Okay. Ack basically says, look, I think you're paid for. And Pee Wee, once again, he kind of just goes with a deflection and says that people posting this Young Thug interrogation footage are paid for. He's saying that he's not paid for. He's not bought and paid for. People like me are. And I can tell you for a fact, I've never been paid a dime. People saying, oh, Gunna paid for all this, bruh. I see the footage on Seti Nash's page. I broke it down. I said, it sounds like he is talking about somebody else committing crimes here. Let me make a video. Because I started this, to keep it real. I did kind of start this. But yeah, he not going for it, man. He deflecting and he's saying that these pages posting this are just paid for. And I can tell you, I know for a fact that I haven't been paid. So I know this is a lie and I know the rest of it's lies.
Right. Well, you would be the person that would be snitched on if there was snitching. You're saying there's no snitching, but people are saying, nah, fuck what he's saying. He's paid for, he's brainwashed.
Okay, but listen, I'm gonna give you some game back. So I'm a street nigga. You got listen, it's the internet, we can spend it, he paid for, y'all paid for. They got PRs paying all them folks. 9% of folks saying they got 8 followers. Them new pages. Show me where authentic motherfucker willing to say that. Fuck stand behind it. Just show me the only person that's willing to say that all the people that scroll with doo-doo on their face and name. That's not my fault. I can look myself in the mirror. Listen, hold up.
I actually, it pains me to say it, but I have less snitching allegations than Young Thug. Isn't that crazy? Like, my name is actually right this second probably cleaner in the streets than Thug's. Isn't that crazy, man? But apparently Pee Wee Roscoe is the only person who's qualified to talk on this. Okay, he deflects more. He doesn't answer the questions. He basically says, yo, I got paperwork on Gunna. I'm about to show the paperwork on Gunna. Let's see it. But then he gets sidetracked, starts motor mouthing about some other stuff.
Gunna just took a plea. Why people calling Gunna a snitch?
Because you got to think they haven't seen the paperwork. That's why I say we're gonna bust it down. Because when you take a plea,
we're gonna bust it down. What paperwork? You have nothing.
Listen, you know I got the paperwork and the audio. You feel what I'm saying? You got to think the PR show you what they want to show you. Feel what I'm saying? I got the work. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't heard everything about me, but listen, you ain't heard everything about me and ain't seen it yet. Tell her I got $1 million. You feel me?
So do you have?
He keeps talking about how he's got $1 million in cash. I'd love for the IRS to do a little investigation into that. Tell me how he's got $1 million in cash, because we don't know this guy for anything other than shooting up a tour bus. That's all we know this guy for. That's the only. That's. I no offense, but that's his only claim to fame. You Google this guy, that's all that's going to come up. Okay, we don't know him for nothing else. All right, being in Thug's videos and shooting up this tour bus. So he would keep going, and he keeps interrupting academics. And he basically said that this bit's kind of funny because he basically said he told Young Thug to diss all the rats, and then he kind of was like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to talk to Young Thug. Like that's not a thing."
Hold on, no. Wait, okay. And here's the thing. And I don't know.
Fuck nigga rat. They're gonna die how they were born dead broke. I ain't gonna keep.
See, academics ain't even got a chance to even say anything. Pee Wee knows, I'm going to get asked another hard question. Let me just talk over him. He's saying all these guys are rats, they're going to die broke. Bro, Gunna's got, I don't care if you got $1 million from illegal activities, bro. Like, Gunna got more money than you.
Hold on, no. Wait, okay. And here's the thing. And I don't know.
Fuck nigga rat. They're gonna die how they were born dead broke. I ain't gonna keep saving them. And you understand me? I hope Jeff come out with a song tonight. Jeff, do some uncut raw. Cause you know I can't be around Jeff. We do everything through the lawyer third party. We make millions together. We're on the way to get $1 billion together. But I promise you, we're gonna all do that motherfucking thing.
Young Thug looked out for you because that's what people want to.
Hey man, hey, God looked out for me, brother. I don't know Young Thug. I know Jeffrey. You know what I'm saying?
Has Jeffrey
Thug is the business. He ain't got to look out for me. I'm rich. If I told you I put him on, I already got my percentage. I'm down.
He's saying he gets a percentage of everything Thug does, and he put Thug on, and he's got loads of money. He's going to make $1 billion with Thug, and he's getting millions from Thug. Even though he didn't answer the question, he kind of answered it by accident. He's clearly on the Thug payroll. He said he's getting millions of dollars and he's going to get billions of dollars. And no doubt, I'm sure he got a nice little bonus and a pat on the back after this one, man. I'm very certain he done a good job. Probably got a little pat on the head from Thug after this one, man. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. And yeah, man, he basically, he keeps going, man. There's another thing that came up that was interesting.
Yeah.
You're forever in debt to him with loyalty. You don't owe him nothing.
So there's no part of you that said, man, I spent 10 years and this nigga over here buying purses for chicks and he ain't take care of me. You don't feel like that.
Hey man, he's doing right. While he buying them purses, I'm buying mine skirts. He doing right. We both balling. Ain't nobody tripping but them. Yeah, I was having my way then. I'm having my way now. You understand? I started to go get another $1 million out the bank like I did on my Instagram post. Yeah.
So he said, when Thug's buying girls' purses, I'm buying bags too. Now, he accidentally just admitted he on the payroll for Thug, basically. You know, it is what it is, man. Just listen, man. Like, get your purse, man. Get your bread. Get your bag. It's all good. So academics basically goes on to try and ask, a little bit more information about Gunna, and Pee Wee just talks over him again.
He ain't did nothing wrong.
When a Gunna niggas hit me and said, you got to ask him this. How they said...
Hold up. Which one it was? Buka Rat Low or Money Rat Mark?
It's embarrassing.
Which one it was?
Oh,
the only one solid, Nietzsche, but he dead wrong because you lay beside a rat, you just like a rat. Yeah, ain't no way. Hey, man, y'all might well share the same toothbrush. They all eat cheese. No. Yeah. Hey, I told you, man, you need to come out with a rat cast. You hear me? They taking over right now. It's real against rats. Hey. I got a Rolls Royce outside.
So, he's basically saying, don't believe what you heard. I got a Rolls Royce outside. He's just deflecting with shiny things. He might as well have pulled out the keys and just jingled them in front of people, right? So at a certain point, right, Wack 100 joins the call and Seti Nash joins the call later, and Wack 100 said he is on Pee Wee's ass. He's not feeling it, and they go back and forth in a pretty explosive exchange that just devolves into absolute chaos at a certain point. But he is on Pee Wee's case from the get-go.
Wack, we got Pee Wee Roscoe on the line. He is certifying it.
Listen,
Pee Wee certified it. Young Thug didn't tell.
Hold up. Let clear the record for the world. Hey, I support a nigga campaign because a nigga street nigga, they hustling, muscling, and bubbling. But Jimmy Carson Winfrey Jr., Pee Wee, a.k.a. Roscoe, the human motherfucking goat. Yeah, I ain't told on nobody, and ain't no doo-doo on my name, man.
So he's saying, I ain't told nobody, ain't no doo-doo on my name, more distraction, more waffle. Okay, and Wack basically says, yo, you got to keep it real. You're from the streets. You have to keep it real. I'm from the streets too, and I've given Thug so much respect and leniency, but we all heard That's telling.
Real one.
Bro, hold on. Because listen, like I told you, right? I'm going to call a spade, but I respect Doug. That's family. I would never call him out his name, but even bro knows first some of the things I was said in that interrogation when it comes to what it's supposed to be, it shouldn't have been.
Hold up, first of all, First of all, we're talking about the internet. If we gangsters and we man, we get the email from Brian Steele, and you get the footage and you look at it however you want to look at it. But the fact that we're matter main is, I'm not going to allow the internet or blogs to take something and spin it. Because when we was on trial, hold up, Wack.
See, look, so he just talks over Wack. He basically says, nah, I'm not going to believe my eyes and ears, deflects from the situation. He says, I'm just not going to let the internet and the blog spin it a certain way. And, it's just, it doesn't matter. And he goes on to say he doesn't care about the video because he wasn't picked out of a lineup. He says now he moves the goalpost again, breaks his spine into another angle, more gymnastics. And he says, no, it's only telling if you're picking somebody out of a lineup. That's the only way you can tell.
Go to Dan Roscoe. Fuck your trial. This video is 2015.
I don't give a fuck if the video from 2013. If he ain't implemented me in no crime and said pick me out no lineup, if the police ask if I get pulled over with you right now, and that's if you got a gun in your car, I'm dead wrong.
But Roscoe, you got the right as a person to say you not tripping, but you don't got the right to tell the streets that been in
fuck my right.
See, that's why Wack is really smart in this thing. He said, look, you've got the right to say you're not tripping on being told on, but you have not got the right to stand up and embarrass all the street dudes worldwide and tell people not to believe what they just heard in this interrogation. And Wack's got a great point. And as you're about to hear, classic Pee-wee just waffles a bunch of nonsense.
Speaking of the code right, when you grew up in the street,
you telling me, Roscoe, that's cold?
Overly. If I go talk to the police stop me right now. Fuck the internet, fuck a cell phone tower. Hey, sir, what was Wack 100 at such and such time this murder? Wack was with me, man, at Booth Lake. Now, if they got a camera, I'm hoping they can go grab it. And that's what they're going to be in front of.
Okay, well, listen.
So he deflecting, he's saying, oh, it's just if we did a murder right now and I told the police we did a murder, that's telling. Bro. We heard the footage. We've seen it. We heard it. We know what's going on. All right. Just turns into a shouting match. Wack says, what does it mean when Thug said, all right. Wack basically says, look, we heard it. We saw it. We all saw it with our own eyes.
Okay. Here go my number. If you need to know something, I talk to you, but just don't tell the world. How do we justify that, bro?
But back to what I just told you.
No,
listen, you got the clip. Fuck all that. You tell me a clip you got off the internet. No, you can't. Because you telling me you seen something on the internet. You ain't got nothing from no lawyer. You got some shit from some blogs that they spinning and trying to go viral and turn the Camaro into a spiral. I'm not going to do that.
Trying to go viral into a spiral. Shut up, bro. Just shut up. You're talking nonsense, okay? I didn't do this to try and go viral. I wanted to break down the facts. I thought Young Thug had clearly been a hypocrite in the situation. And it got exposed, man. It ain't nothing to do with no bloggers. This is official. Thug admitted himself on Twitter that this was attempted to be introduced into the trial. And is what it is, man. It is what it is. So Wack goes on to say that Pee-wee doing all of this talking really isn't helping because the whole world and the streets saw Thug talk.
The shit you doing, it really ain't helping because everybody know what it is and what it is.
Man, you can't get on this phone and try to spin it and get a blog where they want, man. You the same nigga. You the same nigga. Listen, Wack. No, listen, you the same nigga. When I was locked up, they talked that monkey who I supposed to slap the shit out of her. Yeah, so you the same nigga that talked that monkey who I supposed to slap the shit out of her who I caught with game when y'all dissed the slime and I caught you at Lennox Mall. Yeah, man. So
you ain't gonna spin it.
Hey, man.
So Pee-wee basically he tells a whole story, all right, about catching the game and Wack at the mall and making him apologize and all this stuff. And what he's referring to is this image because Academic shared it. And there was a photograph taken. They apparently ran into each other at a mall. Wack said on the call, "No, we ran into you. We caught you." But basically, this was from a back and forth. You know, the game and Thug were going at it, and this was shared. Pee-wee shared, "Listen, world, Get Money Game, a real one. He apologized to Thugger like a gangster. I'm from Atlanta. We with the game. So Get Money, F the media, and the haters, you dig?" And a whole bunch of pointless hashtags, all right? The game did apologize to Thug. I want to just say for the record, the game did apologize to Thug. It was in a video that we saw going around. So that isn't necessarily cap.
Shit, it ain't nothing, man. So you know what it is, man. I got a lot of respect. We got too many motherfuckers we fuck with is all up in this shit. So it's all love, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real niggas want to apologize. And shit, it ain't nothing, man. So you know what it is, man. I got a lot of respect. We got too many motherfuckers we fuck with is all up in this shit. So it's all love, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take that one on the chin.
So that was a video of Game apologizing, but in all fairness, Young Thug apologized too. Young Thug also apologized, so the scoreboard's 1-1. I don't think this.
See, the way the world is set up, they want all blacks to kill each other, but we're not. Black lives matter. So I salute Gang. I respect him. I'm sorry for making that post about him. You know, even though he was wrong and he was in the wrong business and taking up for a nigga that wasn't taking up for themselves, it's all good.
I seen Thug a video and shit. I think it take a real nigga to apologize and dead some shit. I think the next phase is getting him and Tune shit buried, because Tune my nigga, and then getting Tune and Birdman to settle their shit and get back to getting their money, you know? OG out.
So they both apologized to each other. The Game said that he was hoping to patch things up between Thug and Lil Wayne and Birdman. But obviously, it doesn't seem like that happened. So let's get back to this wild and ridiculous argument. Okay, so basically, we saw Pee Wee and Wack just continue going back and forth. It got absolutely wild. It kept getting rowdy. And I want to draw your attention to this next part, because to me, it almost feels like in the next thing that Pee Wee says, he kind of accidentally admit that Thug told. And then he basically says, oh, he's allowed to tell to get me out so that we're both in the streets. But that's not what happened. You ended up doing 10 years behind this. So he conjuring up all these things. They're not really making sense. And he tripping over himself while he's saying it.
Supposed to be free. If man, you get a Lord, man, no business. You understand me? I don't want no dealing with now one because they Lord, man, they would deal what I did. Let's write an affidavit. The money supposed to be free. If man, you get locked up right now for some weed and I say it's mine and they still lock you up, hey man, I'm telling the judge, we got no bond. That ain't here. Free him. You gonna make sure I get out. That's how that go. Where the fuck we both look like sitting there eating soups? It don't go like that, man.
So that's cap, because what he's basically saying, if Pee Wee was the one with an interrogation video saying I did it, Thug didn't do it, that would be valid. Two people get pulled over for the weed and he's saying the money getter should be back on the streets. I should just say I took that. That's not the same situation. The money getter is in there saying, yo, like, he carries Wayne's drugs and he breaks the law every day. And like Wayne said Birdman got an army. He's going to go out like Tony Montana if he goes against him. So that's a load of cap. But anyway, as it goes on, Seti Nash eventually joins the call. And to be honest with you, Wack, Pee Wee, Seti Nash, all there together, it just turns into absolute chaos. It just turns into a Royal Rumble. Nobody can get a word in. I'll give you a taster of it, but there's really not any valuable content from this section immediately. But I will get to some insights that we got later on.
Warden Seti Nash and Wack on the DEA, FBI. Get on my phone, man. I don't want to go to jail. Go call the police, man. Go call. Hey, it ain't no question. I don't talk to Red.
Wack made a very good point. He said Roscoe does not answer a single question. Wack asked him the hard questions. He said, how are you as a street guy denying what you heard with your eyes and ears? And Roscoe just waffles and he doesn't answer any questions ever directly. So Seti Nash, shout out to my guy Seti Nash, because he low-key sort of, you know, I mean, he tipped the boulder down the hill on this one. He basically says Pee Wee got robbed in Atlanta, and Pee Wee just starts yelling over anybody so that they can't hear what he's saying. This was quite hilarious.
Seti Nash says that you got robbed at some place. Is this true?
You got robbed in Atlanta. Hey, where is Pete? Where is Pete? Hey, K, ask Wack, where is Pete? He can't answer that. Hey, Wack. Hey, K.
Yeah.
I ain't talking to no police, man, about no street.
Doesn't answer any questions.
Tell me everything I'm talking about. I got paper. Hey, Seti Nash.
So they say that you got robbed. He changes the subject. He starts talking about QCP, one of the guys that's, you know, responsible for quality control, the record label, you know, really brought the Migos to our attention, real Atlanta legend. Wack basically crashes out at the end of this. Shout out to my guy Wack. He kind of crashed out. He said, look, I've been giving Young Thug a whole lot of grace, but now, Pee Wee, you're dissing me, calling me a rat, I will destroy you.
I didn't know I've been giving Thug grace, but since you want to play, now it's on. Now you fucking with me. Now it's on.
No, I don't think he represents Thug, though.
No, fuck all that. Nigga,
no, hold on. Calm down, Wack. Calm down.
I'm gonna fuck over a nigga now. Now it's on.
And he hangs up.
Seti Nash. So
All right, man, it's crazy. So look, we get a little respite, all right? We get a little respite when we got no Pee Wee waffling, talking over everybody with nonsense, not answering questions. And Sedi basically says, he reiterates, he says, Pee Wee got robbed in Atlanta and nobody vouches for him really being a street guy. He's not qualified to talk on any of this.
Is he? You have history with Pee Wee Roscoe?
Pee Wee Roscoe a bitch, bro. Like, niggas robbed that nigga for his bracelet, bro. And he went crying for that shit back, bro. On me. I'm not going to say who bracelet it was or nothing like that. Nobody in Atlanta will vouch for Pee Wee Roscoe being like that at all. Because a fucking bitch-ass, buster-ass nigga.
So, all right. At this point, yeah, Sedi said one of the funniest things that I've ever heard in this whole beef. And I'm about to verify how true this is because this is crazy. So if you saw previously that first appearance of Pee Wee Roscoe, we ain't seen this guy in damn near 10 years, all right? He popped out to come and defend Thug, and he had a chain on, but it wasn't looking like a normal chain. It was looking like one of them chains that you hang your wallet off on your belt, right? I'm thinking, why is he wearing that? I guess that's the only chain that he got right now. Sedi Dash, he exposed Pee Wee was wearing the chain that Metro Boomin gave Young Thug for his birthday just a week before this. That's the chain that he had on. All right, and I'm about to verify that as facts.
And while he wearing that motherfucking passed around ass chain, do some little research real quick, right? Is that not the same fucking chain that Metro Boomin gave Young Thug for his birthday? Niggas giving you hand-me-down jewelry, bro. So
right. So when I heard this one, all right, when I heard this one, I said, say it ain't so. Not only is that a chain that you're not supposed to wear around your neck, all right, come to find out, Metro Boomin got Young Thug an insane chain for his birthday. Okay, and notice the details, right? It's from Eliante. Pee Wee said a bunch of times in the interview, yeah, I picked up a chain from Eliante. Look at this chain, bro. Look at this chain. Notice the eye, the red eye detail, right? It's got a red eye on it. That's an eye. All right? People, I cracked up when I saw this, man. I cracked up when I saw this, for real. This really had me creasing. All right, this had me creasing. That's the same chain. It's the same chain with the eye, with the red dot, with the eye, with the red eye on it. It's the same chain. Oh, man. Oh, man. Bruh. I need to just the disrespect of wearing another man's wallet chain. Like, you saying you're not bought and paid for by this man, bro. Thug literally got Pee Wee dangling from his waist like a wallet. He threw the wallet chain on his neck, man. That one's cold. That one's cold-blooded, man. Nah, that one's crazy. But basically, Pee Wee comes back. He rejoins the calls, unfortunately, right, with his same points that he's making. And he says that if anyone that he knows is cool with a rat, all right, they see his chain and they're flustered. He says that he can't be anyone he knows. He just can't be cool with any rats, basically.
Troll rat P, all y'all work with the FBI. I don't want no dealing.
Wait, but Thug fuck with P.
Man, I don't find any nigga I love and know they fuck with a rat. We not cool.
He says anybody that he knows and loves, if they're cool with a rat, they're not cool. But then academics saying, but Thug cool with P. If you're saying P's a rat, well, why are you cool with Thug? Doesn't make sense.
You see my chain. Once you eat that cheese, man, go live with it, man.
The way he laughed after he said, you see my chain, was kind of like, he kind of exposed where I got the chain, man.
Oh, they fuck with a rat. We not cool. You see my chain. Once you eat that cheese, man, go live with it, man.
Yeah, so look, after the argument with Wack, all right, we ended up hearing more from Pee Wee. We ended up hearing a whole bunch more, all right. It keeps just devolving. Okay, Pee Wee denied snitching on Birdman. That was something that we really wanted to hear. Okay, this narrative. He finally did get to answering that one little question that we actually wanted to hear the answer to. Okay, he denied snitching on Birdman. He denied the TMZ article. And he says that he has the streets. And then he changes the subject.
Sir, when I was locked up, him, college kid, all of them get the clear.
I didn't know.
That fuck, nigga. Yeah, man.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I didn't know you had a history with
Hold on, let me get. I'm gonna hear you out. Hold up, listen. Let's get the clarification. Yes, sir. When I was locked up, him, college kid, all of them said, yeah, Pee Wee Roscoe snitching on Birdman. Yeah, they ran with the narrative because you want to paint my picture and paint my face because I got the streets. What you trying to get? Now, we go back in history and time. You was game road manager.
See, notice what he did, right? He basically finally gets to address this. He said, "Oh, a long time ago, college kid, and the whack was trying to say that I was turning because I got the streets. They're jealous because I got the streets." Oh, TMZ, like, do you think TMZ are jealous? Do you think TMZ are giving a fuck about Pee Wee Roscoe's street reputation? They're not. They're just posting. I want to know where they got that information from, because I don't fully feel like I can vouch for this. I wouldn't personally say I've seen any paperwork to say that Pee Wee ratted. This is a TMZ article. This doesn't look good. We're going to need this to be explained. And what he just said didn't explain it. Just saying, "Oh, they're jealous. I got the streets. Let's talk about something else." Now, he waffles for ages and ages and ages and ages, and he just runs rings about him. So this whole segment of the interview is just pure waffle. I had to speed it up to damn near 3 times speed to get through it, because he's a master of saying a lot without saying anything. And I got to give him his flowers, because even though he's clearly not a factual person, he's clearly a capper. He is very entertaining, and even academics says that he's entertaining, but he just waffles and waffles and waffles and waffles.
Those were rich in the streets. It was the same all around the world.
He don't let academics get no words in. He just talks.
Bro, but now just this generation, the 80s, it started like in the 80s. It was like the mob and the gangsters, that shit went away in the 70s, like, far that way, living for real, the right way, you feel me? And what I mean by that is, you niggas in LA, they might talk with the police. Niggas here, like LA, they ask you a gang member. So motherfuckers like, yeah, gang member. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, we ain't gonna tell the police what you that's their job to do. And that's what Rat Low did. Hey, you like, who's got? That's what they said, Woody, DK, and they want to take Woody. And
goes on and on and on. Listen. So academics eventually actually says something quite true. He says, "Look, I don't know about all these street situations, but you definitely got a good sense of humor. I'll give you that."
The wrong bone. You feel me? They don't know. I've been on.
You got a hell of a sense of humor. I'm gonna be honest with you. You do. Have you always been like this?
Hey, man, I was born like this. See, they were sworn in it. We were born in it. That's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? They were taught to do this. We were born to do this, bro. You feel?
So he goes on to say Birdman and his friend, and he just says another cap. He says Pee Wee Roscoe, who we only know for one thing, which is shooting up Lil Wayne's tour bus. He said he is the reason that Birdman had another run in the rap game. He's saying he put on Birdman, he put on Young Thug. Now he's saying he put on with Birdman, and he was the one that made sure that Birdman was going out with a bang in his career. Delusional, in my opinion.
In Atlanta, Birdman, my friend, way before Wet 100, all the niggas were thought about. I gave Bird another run in this game to go out with a bang. Reincarnated.
Why was Wax saying that you told on Birdman?
Man, trying to go viral. Man, Bird will be calling to keep me out of that shit around. I don't play no fuckboy game. You don't get in all that. That's why when he talks to him, it's a dog. You remember I told you on the phone, these street code. You can get ass any nigga. If I'm sitting out there, just like me conversating with an ex-gang member that got caught fucking a gay person.
There's a whole bunch of homophobia in here, which I'm not going to touch on. We don't condone that, for the record. I got a strike recently for somebody saying something very offensive. This is a dueling narrative. We do not tolerate any homophobia. We love all of our LGBTQ supporters in the community. Whatever you do on your, what I'm saying, if you want to put on any kind of outfit for your album cover, what I'm saying, do your thing. We do not judge. We do not do any of that stuff. But Pee Wee basically goes on to basically say he's damn near Forrest Gump of Atlanta. He put everybody on. He had a studio before everybody. He basically plugged Future in at Atlanta. He basically saying he runs Atlanta. Anything that's ever happened in Atlanta, he basically is the reason it happened.
You understand me? So I'm not speaking of what I heard. I knew these people way before this shit was created. I had the studio the Future owned in Atlanta. Now I had that studio first. That was my studio before I went to prison. That's where Metro come from, Southside, Slime, all over. Everything that you see running the game today. The Migos had it, Quan had it, all them when they got the money. When Thug went over that million carats on that Rich Gang hoodie, it was different type money.
Yeah. So he's responsible for everybody. Migos, Rich Homie Quan, Future, Metro, but he's responsible for everything that's ever happened in Atlanta. And I guess it's just unlucky that we only know him for shooting up Lil Wayne's tour bus. And he goes on to say, and this was an interesting claim, right? And clearly this is like, these street ties really important to him. He basically says he was hanging out with Big Meech when he was a child. He was 13, hanging out with Big Meech. And, he really just living off these old war stories. And he's low-key, he seems happy that he's got a platform for this right now.
I was a little boy ran with Meech in Atlanta. I was 13 years old, went with Big Meech everywhere. That's how everybody know. Boom. As a child. I was the first kid, one to really get in the club, Visions, Strokers, Jazzy Tees as a little boy. Yeah, I was Mimi before Mimi, but the right way. You feel?
So, yeah, he kind of like just saying, look, he might as well just say, I basically put BMF on. I put Big Meech on. Like it was all me. It was all me and behind the scenes. Now, right at the end of this, right before he lets him go, he finally runs out of breath, man. He's going to take a drink of water. Okay, Academic asked him about the chain, and it seems like he caps and says, "No, this is a different chain." Changes the subject, but he kind of caught out on this one.
Don't know what's happening. When Thug say free to go, that's me. Yeah, the goat in here.
Somebody was saying that the chain you got on is the chain that Metro gifted Thug. Is that true?
How this is the old Scooter. This is the new logo. So how you gifting him this? Oh, this is a different one. Yeah, we have all. Listen, man, I'm having all type of shit. Yeah, now they thought they seen a chain. They seen a wallet chain. You feel what I'm saying? But when they talk about that, I got something else. Well, what's in my ear? You feel me? These niggas run around with these layout diamond treaty stones. These niggas like the Flintstones. We living like the Jetsons, man.
So now he's talking about, these guys got lab diamonds. When you say that, I got something else. He kind of fronted his move there, right? So look, I watched this live stream live. When the live stream went live, academics had a poll up to basically say, is Pee Wee Roscoe capping for Young Thug? And the audience overwhelmingly voted for cap. They said it's straight cap. I think it was 75% of the audience or so. Cap. Straight cap for Young Thug. I believe it. Okay, I believe it. And look, I'm gonna touch on a couple more things. I know this is a long one, but I just wanted to update you on absolutely everything that was going on. Now, I don't think I even want to say that. I got something that I don't even want to say. All right, I don't even want to say. But look, for all the people saying, yo, Pee Wee's bought and paid for by a thug. And he's saying, nah, I'm not bought and paid for by a thug. I just got his wallet chain around my neck, just on a random one. All right. Back in the trial, this is resurfaced, okay? Back in the trial, all right, there was audio played, and this had been floating around, but there was audio played that basically purported to show this is apparently a jail call between Pee Wee Roscoe and somebody affiliated with what was going on behind the scenes, okay? And they was basically said, look, you're going to need to sit down for 10 years. Now, we had this debate on No Jumper the other day. Munchie B said, yo, for $100,000, he'd sit down for 1 year. If someone wants to pay him $100K to sit down on a charge for 1 year, he'll take that. 2 years, might need $250 for that. It seems that on this call, Pee Wee Roscoe is basically being offered $250,000 and a Porsche for, I guess, sitting down for 10 years. And he's jumping it. He loving the Porsche and $250K for 10 years. Like, he down. A minute ago, he was saying he's going to make billions with Young Thug. But at this point in 2015, in October 2015, just a few months after that interrogation audio came out, Pee Wee Roscoe was jumping for joy at the possibility of getting $250K and a Porsche, possibly a Panamera. I don't know. That's what we were rocking back in 2015 for sitting down for 10 years. This is crazy.
This is a Global Tel Link prepaid county Essex. Nothing free. Your ITC 9.
Yo. Dion went out like radio. Hello.
Now we know that's how Pee Wee talks. We done heard him talk with all of his crazy little one-liners and shit for a whole goddamn several hours. All right, so we know this is really the guy. I'm going to turn the volume up so you can hear it better.
Yeah. What shout at?
I'm finna call him back.
He said, where's Shorty at? I don't know. I'm finna call him.
He was talking about Short.
No, he won't come out shit. He said when you get out, you gonna have a Porsche.
Yeah.
He said, when you get out, you're gonna have a Porsche. That's what he said. When you get out, you're gonna have a Porsche.
Customers.
Play that again.
You gonna have a Porsche.
Yeah, time to give it to you.
Nah, he told me you do that. You know you're gonna do that, man.
Yeah, he ain't the man.
Nah.
He said, he the man.
You know you're gonna do that, man.
Yeah, he ain't the man.
You gonna get you a Porsche, man.
Gonna get you a Porsche.
You ain't got no choice.
You ain't got no choice.
Hey, man, like what Bobby said, you better guard your grill.
We put out for several months for a Porsche and $250,000.
Porsche and $250,000. He said you're gonna sit down. Sounds like he said several months, but obviously he ended up sitting down for longer than that. He's saying, yeah, sit down for a Porsche, $250,000. How's that?
Yeah.
How's that sound?
We put out for several months for a Porsche and $250,000.
Hey, come on. Hey, my boy ain't changed now.
So my boy ain't changed now. My boy got me with that Porsche, man. Let's get it. I'm gonna sit down for that Porsche, man.
Hey,
Hey, man. So much else. It's the fan. How you need to be now?
So that was that. Okay, that was an interesting. That was an interesting point being made. Now, a police officer actually takes the stand and basically testifies that that is what was being said. Before you say I'm a kappa, before someone like Pee Wee tells me to not believe what I heard with my own ears. Right.
Now, why was this call significant to you?
I heard a money value and a valuable car being discussed in it.
What was the money value you heard?
$250,000, $250,000.
And what was said about the $250,000?
Basically, when he gets out, he'll have a Porsche purchased for him and $250,000.
So the cop later testifies he doesn't know whether Jimmy Winfrey ever received that Porsche. I don't know if Thug. It doesn't look like Thug slimed him out. Clearly got a chain out of the deal, but yeah, he says don't know if that Porsche ever landed.
Now, sitting here right now, do you know if Jimmy Winfrey was ever paid $250,000?
I don't know that.
Do you know if he ever received a Porsche?
I don't know that.
So we don't know whether or not he actually received the Porsche that was promised. Now, interesting. I just want to add some context, obviously, for all this talk about Birdman being wrapped up in this. All right, I'm not telling, but it's mentioned he was identified as having been part of several back and forth calls that were going on with Jimmy Winfrey during this time as well.
Who is 2920? That is the phone that we have identified as Cash Money. Who's
And then we identify it with a person that's in the records.
With a person, Brian Williams' phone as Cash Money. So Brian Williams' Cash Money is calling Jimmy Winfrey, incoming phone call to Jimmy Winfrey at 3:17 for 536 seconds. We then have.
So I just wanted to touch on that, okay? And Thug, in his credit, all right, despite everything that we heard on that interrogation, okay, he was known for publicly saying free Roscoe. He was selling the shirts, all right, and after he was released after those terroristic threat charges, and he did that interrogation that we just heard, or that we heard in the previous video. He posted to his story, or whatever people were using, this is probably before IG stories, but he posted up online, free Roscoe.
Yeah, man, just another day at the motherfucking Mansion Palace, you understand? Yeah. We finna start this free Roscoe campaign, man. I need everybody in this motherfucking world to say free motherfucking Roscoe. You understand why I said we dead and pale? You dig what I'm saying? Free Roscoe.
So he's saying free Roscoe. So look, I'm going to get to now. I know it's a long video, but we locked in now. It is what it is, okay? I'm going to now get to everything else that's been going on, okay? There's been a very damning clip that's been floating around. This is from $1 million worth of game. This is a throwback clip of Thug talking about how you can never snitch. And there's a really funny moment in this clip that I just want to point out.
Gangster. Stay gangster.
I always tell a nigga.
That's all I'm saying.
I tell my whole hood, the police can't give you no time.
Stay gangster.
So don't tell them that. When they lock you up and they want to question you or anything, just at least buck on them. Like, make them feel like you ain't gonna tell. Like, wait till your first time going to court or something, bro. Like,
he's saying, don't tell in that station, man. Don't tell in the precinct. Don't talk to them. At least wait to court. He clowning, but he talking about the exact shit that he done that we saw.
Don't tell, like, you told at the precinct, fuck.
He said, you told at the precinct. It's embarrassing.
Nigga, what the hell you thought the police was finna do? They still gotta take you in. They already wrote the ticket. They already called it in. No matter what you tell them in the precinct.
Telling in the police car.
You in car.
Look at the way he scratched his head. He said, dudes be telling in the police car, and we done seen this paperwork alleging that Young Thug was in the back of a police car talking about a murder. He scratched his head quicker than we could. He scratched his head quicker than we could even think.
Yeah, you think this man finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car? You think this nigga finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car?
Still gonna go through a process.
When you tell him, he gonna say, okay, I got a lieutenant, you can tell that to.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking like he done been through this before. He's saying when you tell in the back of the police car, they're gonna say, I need to take you to a lieutenant to tell that too. He's speaking from experience, man. The way he scratched his head, that's looking like a tell. If you know about poker, man, people be having tells and poker faces. He done scratched his scalp. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't even tell me, you bitch ass nigga. I can't write this on your ticket. Mm-hmm. So tell to this one. Tell to this.
Yeah, that's not a great look. All right. Some people were saying Source Walker actually predicted it in a freestyle. I don't know if I can play you this, to be honest, but there's a freestyle where he basically talking about some stuff, and they're saying that he referred to it. He said, your slime snitched and told the whole story. He a narrator. He said, what you think a snake gonna do around interrogators? He said, you are what you eat, so who bite rats for better flavor? Young Thug was also tweeting, man, this tweet and delete has been going viral too, where he basically clapped back and saying his brother Unfunk would have took the road and took the whole trip to basically serve a long sentence. But he says, when them guys like Gunna took the plea, I told my brother to take it too. All he just had to do 12 years and he didn't want to put, he had just done 12 years and he didn't want to put his mama through that again. All right. So it's all right for his brother Unfunk, but it's not all right for Gunna, apparently. Saying Duke did nothing wrong on this case. Thug just want to be the arbiter of everyone who's done wrong, everyone who's done right. All right. Don't believe your eyes, all of that kind of stuff. But in contradiction to the tweet that we just saw, where Thug basically says he told his brother to take the plea or snitch, in his own words, if he's talking about Gunna, a recording of him denying this apparently was this to Lil Baby. He had apparently basically said that he's not cool with it. Ooh, okay, interesting. This has been deleted. Somebody's cleaning something up. Let me try and find this elsewhere. All right, I found it on another page, man. They be deleting posts, but we be finding everything. Okay, College Kid posted it. It was actually a call with 21 Savage, where despite this tweet where Thug basically said, my brother would have taken the whole trip, but I told him to plea after Gunna took his plea. I didn't want to put my mama through. Because so apparently if it's going to disappoint your mother, the snitching or taking a plea is okay. But he had told 21 Savage on a phone that he did not accept. He was not cool with what happened. Let's hear it.
I don't know though, like, man. But you seen your brother plea?
Most definitely.
But he said you told him to do that.
Man, watch out.
Man, on God, that's what he telling the street.
Man, on God, he kept.
Young Thug's a lion, man. So he's now tweeting that he did it, but he's on the phone lying to 21 Savage. I don't know where this recorded phone call ended up coming from. People recording calls in Atlanta. Is it really that slimy? But he's saying, hey, the streets are saying you told your brother to take that plea. And he's saying, what? That's on God. It's pretty evil to merch it on God and be lying.
He the devil.
And be tweeting about it.
I don't believe no God.
Tweeting against merching it on God's name in vain. Years later. That's nasty work, man.
On that same God, he kept. Man, he come in to take a plea and say a lie. Yeah.
I don't know though, like, man. But you seen your brother plea?
Hey, listen. So Academic said that Gunna is probably watching all of this, smiling and laughing, and that he knew that this would happen. All right. Academics tweeted, Gunna probably somewhere with a bigger smile. He knew all of this would happen eventually, man. This one's crazy, okay? This one's crazy. There's been a lot of people tweeting, reacting to this. Sonny Digital, all right, known for producing for some of these guys, he said this is the end of the ATL era, all right? This could be the beginning of a new phase. Who knows? People on Young Thugs, people on the Atlantaology subreddit are basically saying Thug's reputation is ruined. I'm not going to cap. Whatever it boils down to, snitch or not, Thug's reputation is cooked. You can't come back from those type of allegations, especially in this day and age with trolling being more prominent. I mean, even after the allegations, Gunna's music is still doing numbers, but you don't really see that social aspect of his life like before. I'm not saying I actually give a F about what he does, but you definitely pick up on stuff like that. It seemed like he avoids it altogether. I would hate to see Thug go down the same route, but at this point, it seems inevitable. The reason people are more on Gunna's side is because he just came home, made music, and kept quiet. He didn't try and fight the allegations. He didn't deny anything. He just made music. Thug came back on hot stuff, made it known he wasn't rocking with snitches, had an entire campaign to go against Gunna rather than focusing on music and appeasing his fans. Now, with all of the allegations going on, it's going to ruin his album release. If he would have just came home and started dropping just like Gunna, these allegations might not have even came out. That's facts. Okay? And for all of this, there's audio circulating that is apparently purporting to show Thug calling QCP a rat as well.
He did the same thing P did. Stood up in court. Man, that was wham. That what you ever get too, rocking with the motherfucking rat. And you be preaching about that shit too, man. You can't do that, man.
So he apparently talking to Baby or Wham, I think, or he talking about him and it's basically saying, yo, you can't be cool with QCP, you're a rat. We can't do that. We can't allow that. So what does that mean for you, Thug?
That's a fact, bro. You dead wrong about that anyway. Nigga a rat, bro. I understand all that. A nigga help put you on. Listen, man. A nigga is a rat. I don't give a fuck what happened. That nigga give me $1 million. Man, you're a rat.
He projecting.
You got somebody to sink the chain gang.
Imagine telling on nigga and the nigga still beat the Kato.
Hey, it happens, man. It happens. So look, Young Thug was tweeting, man. He's doing what he should have been doing 2 years ago. He says, all right. He says, hey, I'm working on music now. All right. He's still going at Rallo. We done seen him reply to this the other day, but he said, let's this music talk, Spider. That's what you should have been doing 2 years ago. That's what Gunna been doing. You just got hip to what Gunna was doing. Big Gunna wanna, man. And then he posted a bunch of emojis of music. No rat emojis in there. I'll leave that to the comments. Saying energy, 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 Spider. Thank you, God, for everything. That same God that you were merching it on, that you didn't tell your brother to take a plea, you now thanking for everything, man. God got a funny way of working. So look, the last thing I'm going to leave you with, this is a comprehensive stream of everything that's happened in the last 24 hours. Our boy, the king, the GOAT of telling. No disrespect, man. Lil Woody, man. Lil Woody. He went live. This was an epic live. He's got 124,000 views on it in less than 14 hours. He went crazy. Shout out to him, man. I like to see Woody get in his bag. I've got nothing but respect for this guy. He a real funny, cool individual, and he's smart. So he touched on a bunch of things in this live. It was 5 hours long. All right. I've painstakingly gone through. This is why it took me so long to upload. I've painstakingly gone through and found the most interesting parts of the live to play you now. So look, I'll give you a little rundown of some of the stuff that he says. He basically touches on Pee Wee, Birdman, Wayne, Thug, everything for 5 hours. He addressed everything, ducking no fades. You could never see Young Thug doing this. No way could Young Thug go live for 5 hours and actually answer the questions that people are sending in. No effing way. But he said something crazy. He dropping gems in this. You know what Woody said? He said Pee Wee ain't even do that tour bus shooting, and that he took the fall for somebody else, and he got used, and he didn't have the heart to tell like Lil Woody did. And he said that he took 10 years in prison to try and help Birdman and Thug, and that he's getting paid by them. And he goes on to say that Birdman was smart to stay out of this whole mess, and Young Thug is just tangled up. This is crazy.
Yo, stop trying to take credit. You ain't even do the Lil Wayne stuff, boy. You know what I mean? You just took the fall. And guess what? Just like me, you was being used, you know what I mean? And you couldn't do nothing because you ain't got heart. I got heart to stand up for myself. You ain't. So you took 10 years to go prison to keep Birdman and Thug name. Really? So they gonna keep you around because now they gotta pay you, not Birdman. You know what I mean? I can't speak on Birdman because Birdman ain't speak on me, and I don't know nothing about what Birdman got. I know Birdman was smart enough to keep himself out of all of this, and that's what he did. He kept himself out of it. You know what I mean? And I got much respect for Birdman, and I got a lot of love for Thug. Pee Wee Roscoe, I'm gonna push you down. When I see you in the street, I'm going to use my two hands and push you down. And I'm going to tell you, don't get up until I walk out. Just because you know that you were just as stupid as I was. Your car, when everybody knows this your car, you couldn't tell. They did you, they pushed you in the corner like me.
So look, all right, he dropping gems, man. He said Pee Wee ain't even shoot up the bus like that. Okay, I don't know if I believe that, but hey, that's what Woody's saying. Okay, he goes on to say that Thug and Pee Wee are in crash out mode because they're the people with the most dirt on them, and he says that this is why Birdman doesn't rock with either one of them.
Let me tell you something. Them niggas in crash out mode because they know they the most dirtiest ones. So they in crash out mode. Thug and Pee Wee in crash out mode. They ready to crash out. I'm telling y'all now, they ready to crash out. Thug and Pee Wee ready to crash out. You know what I mean? That's it. So I guess Birdman ain't messing with him. That's why Thug feel how he feel. Somebody don't provoke Thug. Somebody, I know Thug, bro. Somebody done made him mad and hurt his feelings. He in his feelings. Somebody not messing with him.
So he's saying, yeah, that because of this snitching allegations, someone behind the scenes is doing Thug the way that Thug did everybody else. And he's saying it hurt his feelings, and this is why he's crashing out. This is why he's bringing up everybody's name. And he just dragged Pee Wee into this thing, and it's not going to look good on either. But he's saying behind the scenes, hey, someone's doing Thug like Thug tried to do other people, and it's hurting his soul, and that's why he's crashing out. That's why he can't just firm it and keep making music and keep it moving.
Whoever it is ain't messing with him because they knew what was going on. And now it don't got Pee Wee started because Pee Wee loved Thug, just like a lot of us do. And Pee Wee got on this internet, and he ran his mouth, and he bring up our name, and he just ain't thinking. He react off his emotion.
So he's saying, look, Pee Wee ain't thinking. Pee Wee dragging a whole lot of people into this, bro. You guys are making a whole bunch of enemies, and it's not a good look. Now, he basically goes on to say that right? Okay, this next part's crazy. He basically says, look, everybody's a rat. He basically said everybody's a rat, including Thug, Pee Wee, Woody himself. He's saying everybody a rat. Nobody's clean.
Hey, yesterday, what Woody did was wrong. Woody a rat. But you saying Thug ain't a rat. That's why I'm speaking up. That's why I'm speaking up. You defending the nigga that told on you. And Pee Wee, you implicated Birdman.
Jeffrey gets arrested on that.
Hey, Woody told it, man. He basically saying, look, everybody got on my case for being a rat. He said, you a rat too. You told him Roscoe, and Roscoe told him Birdman. So he said, hey, you got me activated, man. He said, you got me activated. You came with that energy. Let's get it. So Woody basically says that everything was dead ends. So he basically says, look, by Thug and Pee Wee's rules, all right, it means that if speaking onto somebody doesn't lead to them losing the case, then he's not a snitch either. He's basically saying that Pee Wee's whole argument was a dead end, where he said, oh, well, if I'm not locked up, if what Thug said in that interrogation room for 2 hours didn't get me locked up, then he's not a rat. Woody low-key saved Thug. I've said this a million times. Woody getting on that stand and being an unreliable witness, and the state was relying on him, and he blew the whole case. Woody saved Thug. Thug owes Woody a debt. Thug should be giving that wallet chain to Woody, all right? And Woody basically points out the inconsistencies in Pee Wee's argument and says that, okay, if you go and buy that logic, if because Pee Wee was locked up doing years for this, and then he ended up getting let out. So Thug sat down for 2 years, had his trial, ended up getting out after Woody ended up being a unreliable witness. So if Thug's not a snitch by Pee Wee's standards, I got these guys wrapping themselves up in all kind of tangled messes, then Woody's not a snitch either by the exact same rules.
He on the fucking world talking about, oh, Woody telling it all, but everything I said was, a lot of stuff I said was dead ends. Something happened to somebody at night. Police locked me up, couldn't tell them nothing ain't happened at night. Oh, I said Thug this, I said Thug that, but Thug said Birdman this, Birdman that. Oh, Pee Wee Roscoe take Birdman to it. But y'all trying to sit looking bad because I'm speaking up for myself. Every time it come to me defending myself and taking up for myself, ain't nobody else doing it. Ain't nobody out here defending me. Ain't nobody out here taking up for me. And guess what? Ain't nobody feeling with the pain that I feel for taking up for some niggas that don't mean no good. Y'all talk about making the city look bad. Listen, man, ain't nobody say none of that when they put me on the fucking world talking about, oh, Woody telling it all. But everything I said was a lot of stuff I said was dead ends.
So he's saying all the people arguing for Thug and basically saying, yo, you know, Thug basically spun a whole narrative to the cops to try and throw them off of Birdman and himself and all this stuff, giving them dead ends. Woody did the same thing. So Woody ain't a rat either then. If you want to say that Thug ain't a rat for spinning a whole narrative and low-key saving somebody, then Woody did the same thing. Woody saved Thug. All right? He basically goes on to say, he drops a banger in this one, okay? He says there's people in jail doing life that wish they had the brain that Woody had. Woody basically says, look, I'm smart. I had the foresight to not throw my life away for some other idiot's crimes. And he says that so many people wish they had the guts to stand up for themselves and tell and be out here living their lives with a custom gaming PC and a live stream with hundreds of thousands of views. All right. And he goes on to say that rappers, they'd be buying other rappers' cars, buying girls stuff for clout, but they don't even take care of their shooters. And there's a lot of shooters doing life that wish they were in Woody's position.
Before you found out when let me tell y'all this. I know 20, 30, 40, 50 niggas I can name that sitting in jail with a life sentence. They're wishing that they had half of my brain. They're wishing they could have a portion of my heart to stand up for themselves. I know niggas that been sitting in jail for 10, 15 years, suffering behind a lot of stuff that's going on today. Where they in jail keeping it silent. Ain't saying nothing. Ain't none of these niggas putting money on their books, take care of their family, helping their kids out, trying to get them out of jail on a pill. No, nothing. But as soon as another rapper have a birthday, they want to buy a nigga a Bugatti. They buying Drake and Lil Wayne and Future and Lil Baby and all these niggas. 21 Savage, they buying all these niggas Ferraris and stuff for their birthday. 21 Savage got money, he go buy his own Ferrari. Lil Baby got money, he go buy his own Bugatti. All these, so y'all niggas spending money on the rich, but y'all won't help the poor people out that sacrifice their life for y'all. And y'all niggas want to talk about real. Niggas don't get me started.
He talking his shit, man. And he's hey, it's real, man. It's real. There's dudes throwing their whole lives away, crashing out. What, 250,000 in a Porsche? Bro, that freedom's priceless, man. And Woody got that freedom. A lot of people ain't got their freedom right now. Okay. So Woody basically goes on to say that the cops wanted Thug in his interrogation. Okay. They wanted him. They wanted Thug. They didn't want Birdman. They didn't want Pee Wee. They wanted Thug. And he goes on to say that Pee Wee kind of turned on Birdman. Okay. And that he had basically told Thug, you need to get me out of this. And there was that little period, that TMZ article, Pee Wee saying that's real. Okay. And he's saying that there was a moment when it was going left and it could have gone the other way.
What can we do that? When Thug was in together, but they wanted him. So guess what? That's why Thug can really do nothing. When Thug was in there trying to tell, they went having it because they wanted Thug. That's why Pee Wee did go to jail. Pee Wee did get convicted. This the second time he been charged with the Wayne tour bus. Pee Wee got convicted in 2016. Pee Wee went to prison. Thug, he told Thug and them, hey man, y'all nigga better get.
Told you, that's why Thug was trying to put Baby in the beef. That nigga is devilish because he knew they wanted his goddamn ass. So he was willing to give them Baby or Roscoe. Anybody but him had beef for Wayne.
Better get me out of here. Go look it up. TMZ already exposed it. Pee Wee had turned on Birdman. These niggas have already got to it. They already got to it.
Man, he dropping the goods, man. He talking a whole bunch, bro. So, all right. So he goes on again. So the next clip that I'm going to show you, okay. All right. So Woody basically says that Pee Wee and Thug are trying to make this whole thing about Atlanta, and they're deflecting from Thug's telling allegations. And he's basically saying that, they're basically being salty kids. They're saying if you don't want to play, we're taking our ball and going home. If you don't want to play by our rules, we'll tear down the whole of Atlanta. Screw you guys. We're going to tear down the whole of Atlanta and just we're going to say everyone's a rat then, since you're not rocking with us like this.
Not on no gangster stuff, but on some facts. Now everybody wants to about Atlanta. Don't make this about Atlanta. Make this about Thug and Roscoe. This is about Thug and this is about Roscoe. This is about young Thug and this is about Roscoe. This is not about the whole city of Atlanta. Thug and Roscoe, the only ones out here talking about nigga rat. Listen, every city, every hood got rats. Every time you turn around, if a nigga wants some attention, when they put that microscope on, guess what happened? It comes out, nigga rat. Thanks to Trap, Roy lost. Seti Nash tried to expose it. It didn't work because Seti Nash was kind of scared. You feel what I'm saying? Like I told Seti Nash, you expose me, you better expose Boosie, you better expose Thug because you're picking sides, bro. And I lose respect for you, Seti Nash. When I pick my mind up about a person, I'm gonna ride with you to the end. But when you start showing me you pick a side, we got a problem. Seti Nash said, you know what? You right, Woody. You is right, bro. And you know what, bro? I try not to do this because I got respect for these people. I said, Seti Nash, I understand that, but this is a business, bro. You don't treat one ain't different from how you treat the other.
So Woody gave me a shout out, right? And look, I don't know if that's true, but he basically said, Seti Nash was low key, like worried about putting this out there on Thug. Look, he put it out there first. He done let me, like, look, I done knew. He was like, this was just a casual conversation where we was talking about all these different things going on. And he's like, you ain't know about the Thug tape? That's been out there for a couple years. You want to check that out. And I sat on that for like a week. I was like, I ain't really got time, 2 hours. I ain't really got time to look in this. There probably ain't nothing in there. I was thinking if there was something in there that was damning on Thug, it must have been out by now. Little did I know, okay, just how damning this would be. And it was only magnified and made 1,000,000 times worse by all of the trash talking that Thug had done about Gunna in the last few years. That is facts, okay? That is facts. So I'm getting near, and I'm nearly at the end of this. I know this is a long one, okay, but I'm nearly at the end of this. I wanted to get you all of the information because it's been a wild 24 hours. I'll say that, okay? Woody basically says at this point, Thug should have cut off Pee Wee Roscoe, and he believes that the reason Pee Wee Roscoe and Thug are so tight right now is because he thinks that Pee Wee Roscoe has some dirt on Thug.
We want Thug to get help. We want Thug to cut Pee Wee Roscoe off and get help. Because let me tell you something. Pee Wee Roscoe in it for his own purpose. See, Pee Wee Roscoe saying what he's saying, ain't no dirt on him. But he's dirt on Thug. So no matter what you're saying, it's dirt on Thug. And you sitting right here trying to defend Thug. Birdman ain't came out. Yeah, we all want to hear what Birdman got to say. See, Birdman is a real OG. He ain't got nothing to say. And that's respect to Birdman. Give Birdman his flowers. Because get what OG did. OG shot back and he backed up off of everybody. OG said, yeah, I'm worth too much money. Let these niggas pull me down. Because he realized it.
So he basically is saying he thinks Pee Wee Roscoe has got dirt on Thug, and he says that we're all waiting to hear from. I said the same thing. We're all waiting to hear what Birdman got to say about this because he's really the one that got told on. And he's saying Birdman got too much money to respond to this nonsense. He's saying let these young G's do their little madness and leave me the hell out of it. Okay. And I'm going to leave you with a final word from YSL Woody, man. All right. I don't even know. We're going to call him Lil Woody. We ain't going to put that YSL. He probably don't want to wear that YSL jacket now. But he says, man, straight up. All right. Straight up. He recommends snitching. He says that people don't hold you down. He said that if you get up in a jam, fuck them. I'm low key with him. I don't commit crimes. He be out here doing the most. But Woody done maneuvered his way out of this whole thing and Thug got out of it too. So you got to give him his credit. But he basically he gives a thumbs up, 5-star review for telling. He says it's great.
Spin back on you. And do you recommend snitching? Yes, I recommend snitching. Yes, I do. I hate that I say that because let me tell you why. No matter what you do for people, when it's time for them to do it for you, they're not gonna do it. If somebody truly love you, they would not put you in that situation. If somebody truly care for you, they would not put you in that situation. If somebody really is in your best interest, they would not put you in that situation. If you really matter to somebody, they would not put you in that situation. So this way, everybody who listening to me and everybody who want to be in the streets, let me tell you something. If you're in a position to snitch, because I got friends that was in a position to snitch, and they said, I'm gonna stick to the street code. And that nigga still in jail 15, 20 years later, where life plus 100 years, plus another life, plus another 100 years, plus another life. And guess what? Everybody forgot about him. When that nigga called, he be like, man, we don't. I said, how I feel to accept money from a snitch? Man, shit, bro. Nigga want to say it so bad. Man, I wish I could snitch, bro. But you can't, because you don't put yourself in a situation where you got to stand tall. Because you already know you can't have it on you. You already in prison. But you called me as I said, do people know you taking money from a snitch? I'm petty, y'all. I'm petty. Because I care for these niggas, bro. And the facts are the facts. Like, they want y'all niggas to think that, okay, this and nah, nigga, if you take money from a snitch, you're a snitch. If you do business with a snitch, you're a snitch. You condoning it. But they want y'all to think that, nah, man, that's part of life, bro. If you get caught, they what they gonna do. If I get in any trouble, will I tell? No. I know better. It's nothing to tell. I got myself in trouble. I got to deal with consequences. That's why I don't commit crimes. That's why I don't hang with people that do.
So look, we're going to wrap it up there, man. But you heard why I sell Woody, man. That's why I don't commit crimes either, all right? You don't catch me doing no crimes. When people hop in my car, I say, don't get in my car with nothing you ain't supposed to have in my car. And if that's what you're about to do, you might as well just not get in. Because if we get pulled over and the madness happens, bro, I know I ain't got nothing. I know I ain't getting to my car with nothing crazy, all right? And if it comes to it, that is what it is. Don't even put me in a situation where we're going to have that conversation. But what do you guys think, man? I feel like Young Thug sent the shooters to do his business on these live streams, and I think it's backfired horribly. Nobody's really buying it. It's definitely a bad look for everybody involved. Bunch of guys on probation doing a bunch of talking that they shouldn't be talking. I feel like he should have learned his lesson the first time round. I feel like YSL Woody is ironically one of the smartest people coming out of Atlanta. Don't let that one go over your head. He really beat the system in this whole thing, and you got to tip my hat to him. But anyway, I know it's a long one. I'm going to wrap it up there.
All right, y'all. We back with another video, man. Y'all already know what's going on. All right. So I'm pretty sure this is the most talked about thing on the internet right now as far as Young Thug. Every rapper from the city of Atlanta, Gunna, Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Rollo. There is every time I get on Instagram or anything, all I see is talk about rats and snitching from the YSL RICO trial. It's the biggest topic on the internet right now, right? Now, we're not here to play a bunch of the phone calls that were probably leaked by the prosecutors here in Atlanta or leaked by the feds or even leaked by, industry execs. This could be a humiliation ritual for Young Thug getting out of this case. He is owned by the industry. So we're not necessarily here to play a bunch of these videos of them accusing each other of who's the biggest rat, this and that, right? We're not really here to talk about that. We are here to talk about how Young Thug sold his soul to the industry. Y'all know, kind of like the video we just did with Kid Cudi then and now. This is, sort of one of those videos. It was kind of off the top of my head. I was like, you know what? Why not? Everybody's talking about Young Thug being a snitch, Gunna being a snitch, the whole back and forth of everything that's going on. Figured this would be the perfect time to just go ahead and show the things that Young Thug has done in the industry to become who he is and get to where he's at now. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Cabana song that Young Thug has with the Hispanic artist, I forget her name, it has like over 3 billion views on YouTube in total. So Thug has reached the entire world, you know. That is a lot. To be a rapper and be on a song that went that far says a lot. So there's a lot here with Young Thug from the beginning of him wearing dresses, you know, being kind of the same way as Kid Cudi was, very willing to flex his style, you know, especially once he understood what it would do for him in the industry or just him choosing that door. But at the same time, we've already talked about Young Thug's sister who died very recently. We already talked about Lil Keed being sacrificed right after Young Thug was put in jail for the RICO trial. His artist, Lil Keed, mysteriously died. You know, very random death. And I forget exactly how he died, but there's so much that goes around Young Thug, you know, as far as one of his main co-defendants being arrested while he was literally sacrificing goats. And we'll get into that as well in a second. You know, when Thug came out and he started wearing all these dresses and stuff, he told the world that he grew up, you know, poor, which he did. He grew up very poor. And Thug has like 5 or 6 sisters. And he said he didn't have a lot of clothes. So he used to wear his sister's skirts and shirts and all kind of stuff, you know, just things that I wouldn't have done, even no matter how poor I was growing up. Because I mean, I grew up pretty much on the same kind of circumstances, you know, boiling water when you ain't got water and all kind of stuff, eating beans all day. You know, we've all been there, us people that come from nothing. But you know, I would never wear my sister's skirts. That just wouldn't happen. And also, Thug has some very interesting pictures of himself at the concert that he did when he first got out of jail. And just by having this up on the screen, y'all could already tell what we're about to talk about. So let's just get into these 2 small short clips real quick, and we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. All right, y'all, check this out.
Why does Young Thug look so dark at his first concert after being released from prison? He's hiding a secret weapon that even Playboi Carti doesn't have. Recently, Young Thug took to the stage after 1,200 days. This was his first performance since regaining his freedom, and the atmosphere at the scene was extremely hot. It was a summer carnival that many fans had been waiting for days. However, we can notice that during the carnival, Young Thug changed his usual appearance. Paint the entire face black, making it extremely dark, and even causing chaos on the stage for a while. This avant-garde style has undoubtedly sparked heated discussions. Many netizens said that he seems to be deliberately imitating the currently popular Playboi Carti for the sake of a comeback gimmick. In fact, long before Playboi Carti became famous for his dark style, Young Thug had already been doing this. Playboi Carti has publicly stated on multiple occasions that Young Thug is one of his sources of inspiration. Secondly, Young Thug has also admitted that there is no competitive relationship between him and Playboi Carti, and they have a rather deep spiritual resonance in music.
Now, we've already featured Young Thug in the video that we did about Mask. And we talked about what that meant spiritually, because he immediately came out from jail with all these different kind of masks that he really never wore before going to jail for 2 years. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen that video, definitely check that video out. And this is Playboi Carti. Not going to get too much into him because we're going to do a video from then till now on Playboi Carti. And it will be probably one of the most blatant videos of, you know, fresh young guy to full-blown satanic member of the industry. Panda Eyes, once again, I don't care nothing about Kiss or the wrestler Sting. Like I said in the last video, Panda Eyes to the fullest right here. Even Young Thug puts on the Panda Eye. I mean, he's very, very dark, satanic looking in this photo. The photos that they captured of him at this show were insane. I mean, him kind of like standing in the middle of a portal right here. Thought this was very, very interesting the way they captured it with the mask on. It just looks very demonic. As we all know, him throwing up these devil horns. He got the panda eye makeup on. As we all know, this is what they do. They have to, remember, we talk about it all the time. They have to invite these spirits. They have to create the environment so these demons can operate, possess, put spells on you. They have to create the environment, y'all. This is how they do it. This is a very old picture. Doing the one-eye symbolism. Salute to the one-eyed God. Got dynamites over his left eye. 2 chains on with his sisters, Dora and Dolly. I mean, it's never ending with Young Thug. And if I'm not mistaken, this was him coming out to a show with these dark black wings on. And it just looked satanic from afar. Like, there's other pictures where you could see his entire body. And it looks very dark, y'all. Very, very satanic. So we know Young Thug has fully committed to the industry. This is a photo of something we can go over here in a second from a music video with him and Lil Uzi. And the song was called Up, if I'm not mistaken. There's an article that Vigilant Citizen did on it. And, you know, if he does an article on it, it is full of satanic imagery, all kind of checkerboard, Freemasonry going on. I mean, this just, to have a woman like this in your video, all red, goat horns, and a giant pentagram over her face. We all know there are a lot of women willing to do anything to be in these artists' videos, but to allow someone to paint a pentagram on your face is the craziest thing I have ever seen. I mean, you have to be willing to sell your soul right out, you know, just right on out your body and allow people to do this to you just for a music video. You literally have a pentagram. Your face is now become a portal. It is ridiculous. This is a close-up of the panda eye makeup. I don't care what people say, man. We know what this represents. This ain't Kiss. These ain't no rock stars, bro. No matter how much they try to portray this to y'all. This is not a rock star. This ain't the Joker. This ain't Beetlejuice. None of that. I don't believe none of that. Because why are you doing this all of a sudden? Why? What's the reasoning? There's no reasoning. Just very dark photos. This was that one with the mask right here. Very dark photos, y'all. So now let's get into the clip of this. Is it's like footage from the courtroom, and it's from the Law and Crime Network, and they're actually talking about his co-defendant, which was one of his close friends before all of this stuff started happening, how he got arrested in the middle of sacrificing goats. We've mentioned it before on the channel, but what made it really big news was that Young Thug's legal team was trying to get it. They were basically trying to get it dismissed from the court. They didn't want it to be brought up to prove or disprove anything. You know, they were just trying to get it thrown out. Thought it was very interesting. Check this out, y'all.
A bizarre request from Young Thug's defense amidst the rapper's ongoing jury selection, petitioning the court to exclude evidence of a ritualistic sacrifice in his RICO trial.
The theory behind killing animals is you're draining their energy, their power, and to use for mystical purposes.
According to newly filed court documents, defense attorneys for Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, have motioned to exclude evidence stemming from his co-defendant's arrest. According to the documents, during Shannon Stillwell's March 2022 arrest, officials found a, quote, religious ceremony which involved the supposed sacrifice of goats. Prosecutors say Stillwell, known as SB, and Young Thug were part of a gang referred to as Young Slime Life, Young Stoner Life, or simply YSL. Last year, Fulton County, Georgia officials indicted nearly 30 people involved in the gang, alleging conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corruption Act, or RICO. Multiple defendants are also indicted on several counts of murder, and Young Thug faces 1 count of participation in criminal street gang. Jury selection for the 8 gang members began in January in what's set to be the longest criminal trial in the county's history. Now, Young Thug's defense team says showing evidence of this alleged goat sacrifice has no, quote, benefit or probative value and could create.
Now, I think anyone, when you hear stuff like that, look, somebody said, "Father, come quickly." This is the music industry. What does goat sacrifice have to do with him being charged? Somebody said it's just confirmation of what we've already known. Someone said better a goat than a real person, but they don't actually understand what is going on. It's out there now. Somebody said y'all never heard of EFI, as if they're trying to justify it. I think it's the plot of the devil's advocate. Y'all, this stuff is satanic, man. This stuff is satanic. Just the fact that, he's associated with it. You have close friends who sacrifice goats in order to, try to get out of the upcoming trial, because that's what he was doing. He was sacrificing a goat because he knew he was finna go to jail, or he was finna face trial for, I think he had a double murder that he was facing. Shot and killed someone under a highway bridge in Atlanta a couple years ago, went on a small chase, and that is how he was arrested and connected back to the YSL RICO case. This is what Young Thug is a part of, man. This is what he's a part of. I mean, we already know the dress stuff. We don't even have to really get too much into that, because Thug been on the dress wave for a very long time. And look, somebody said this video with Lil Uzi and Young Thug, somebody said directed and produced by Satan. Says even for the symbolism illiterate, the video is blatantly satanic. And to the symbolism literate, the video has an even darker meaning. It confirms that Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert, pronounced Lil Lucifer, are fully owned by the occult elite, and is another proof that our popular culture is losing its mind. I like how he said that, because to people who are, illiterate to the symbolism of the occult, this is all the proof you need. You don't even have to know what any of this stuff needs. You can look at it and feel the demonic energy. And it's and really Thug just promoted, kind of like how the article is getting into. He promoted fusing feminism, being flexible, as I like to call it, with, someone who pretends to be, such a real one, or, a gangster, what I'm saying? You a blood, you in a gang, you this and that, you calling shots. But at the same time, at one point in your career, you really, were trying to fuse a lot of feminism into your style and influencing kids to wear netted shirts. I thought this picture right here was crazy of Uzi and Thug together. Even 21 Savage got under the comments and said, "Y'all gay." I mean, it's just Lil Uzi. I mean, he's definitely one we have to throw in the mix as far as covering the then till now. With them, it's a little more blatant of then till now. Like Thug was wearing the skirts and doing all that damn near off the back. So it's like Thug's is a little different. You know what I'm saying? Uzi, those beginning pictures, we're gonna pit him. Him and Playboy. We got them coming up. But those beginning pictures of Uzi, he was like a little kid with a little low cut. He looked young, wet behind the ear. And man, till now, oh, that video is gonna be crazy. That was gonna be crazy. But look at this. Look at these photos, y'all. A soulless being crawling on a Masonic checkerboard floor surrounded by red drapes. And then, to make it even more satanic, the scene is upside down. Checkerboard floors. I mean, come on. And then shows a picture of a real Masonic Grand Lodge. This is crazy. So that's why I was saying, like, I wasn't about to do this video and try to talk about, you know, that stuff is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? People all mixed up in this snitch allegations and rat this and rat that. Bro, rent is due in what, 2 days? Like, you know, other folks, we got real life stuff to worry about. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather talk about them being straight up puppets so people will ignore the theatrics than, you know, sitting here worry about who's snitching on who. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from here and I don't even get into it like that. But this is crazy, y'all. Look, this was a satanic London fashion show. And look at these photos. So this obviously comes from, you know, this comes from something. They didn't just randomly do this. This was done at a fashion show in London back in 2017, because that Up video with Lil Uzi and Young Thug is pretty old. But this is exactly what they have her dressed in right here. The girl in the Young Thug video to this satanic London fashion show, it's the same thing. So they let you know these are the same devils. These are the same producers following the same type of occult, you know, symbolisms. Drawing power. Look, the girl wears a pentagram on her face and horns on her head, and then a ritualistic red dress. In occult symbolism, holding horns means drawing occult power from demonic forces. And that's exactly what sacrificing that goat was with his co-defendant, drawing power from blood sacrifices, y'all. I mean, this stuff is crazy, man. It doesn't get any more blatant than what Young Thug has participated in. And yeah, I remember Young Thug said he a Mason. He beat all his cases, and he I guess he definitely beat it, you know. So with that being said, y'all, I guess we'll go.
Coffee. Follow me.